I was like, hey, you know, there's this anime. She's like,
well,
yeah,
she's got great taste.
I showed you that like 2 years ago.
I love this. I love setting all this up before stream just to see it break.
And that's how streams are. Okay, so you're gonna fix it. We're gonna talk. We're gonna give you plenty of time, and you're not gonna stress. Because I wish I had people here that did that for me whenever my shit.
My goodness, man.
We're gonna make content.
Yeah.
So much content.
So don't even worry about
I
it.
appreciate that.
You get it set up.
I appreciate
I'll talk
that.
about how I'm.
Yeah, I don't think I get a pet for my class.
No, that would be either a witch or a wizard. Witches and wizards, they can get familiars.
But I'm a sorcerer.
Witches are the worst. If you were a witch and you had lost your familiar, you quite literally lose all of your spells. It's their spell book.
Yeah.
It's their whole spell book. So
I've played a witch before.
Yeah, it's pretty intense.
One day I'll play a witch. Every time I'm like, I'm gonna do it, and then I sit down and start reading about it, and I'm like, God, this is so much information.
Why don't I just take my familiar and lock it somewhere in a safe? Can I do that?
Right. I just like to play something different.
Tapeworm.
Well, it has to touch
my real life
to cast your
God.
spells, so it kind of has to get into combat. Unfortunately,
very true.
It could like come up. Never mind.
I've played it a few
pet
times.
rock.
I played it for like an extra live stream, and people had to donate to revive me a lot.
my familiar is a fish, and it's one of those ones that live for like 500 years and are in the ocean deep down, and nobody can get to it. We have a distance connection. I commune with it.
My familiar is the Kraken.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Their weakness, they have to be within like 5 feet of their familiar in order to cast. That was like a limitation.
5 feet, but like close. Yeah.
Can you have a familiar who's like a firefly?
I mean, if your GM lets you, sure. I don't see why not.
Just like buzzes around, like hides in your hair. And
my next character is going to be a druid that's an alcoholic, and then when he hits the level for immunity to poison, he can't get drunk anymore, and it drives him mad.
Cobalt knows this feeling already. He
Oh,
has a
yeah?
character right now who can't get poisoned.
Yeah.
Yep, I got a boon. I
It's
can't imbibe poison. It doesn't do anything to me. And
Is
I was like,
is getting drunk in D&D considered a poison?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, it is.
Oh shit.
You're poisoning
It is
yourself with
toxin.
alcohol.
Yeah.
wow.
It's alcohol poisoning.
so I'm still gonna take up brewery though, and I'm gonna make drinks and get everyone else drunk, and then take advantage of their low inhibitions to convince them to do terrible things.
Wow.
Or
Well,
nice
what you
things.
do is-
He's
Or nice
not a
what
good
you-
character in that campaign necessarily.
You
I
con
like
people
I
by
could tell
making
from the brief description of his next actions.
He's like lawful
con-
good in this one, and then he's like just chaotic in the other one.
I
Yeah,
like
you gotta
the
chaotic.
dichotomy.
You got to
Yeah.
con
saving
people. With that.
people
You make pure moonshine and you challenge people to a drinking contest.
Yeah,
Moonshine's
exactly.
Some moonshine can
Moonshine
be
is
really
good.
dangerous. There's
And when you do it right from the still, my dad and I and like my uncles, we all had a still, and we would make it. And if you like make it yourself on a still, it can be so smooth,
and
it can still be like 99% alcohol, and it will not
my
taste
food's
that
here.
way.
I'll be right back.
It is like chemically almost as pure alcohol as you can get.
Oof.
But it doesn't taste that. You think like Everclear when you take a shot that burns,
Yeah.
like that. If you've ever, it's not like that. I mean, you'll definitely know it's there, but like it's pretty I could drink it, and I don't even like.
Or like drinking a Zima.
Is it more like Purple Passion?
Zima?
More
Zima
like
doesn't. At least
mead
Purple
sometimes.
Passion has Everclear in it.
It's like it's
There
almost like
is,
mead. You know how you
whiskey.
can drink mead and you're like
There's an organic whiskey
just
I
go
know
through
of,
you,
made by Brook Luddy, and that's almost like water.
Ooh.
It's like slight. It's like I don't know how to put it. It's just very dull, very light, and you can drink that way too quickly.
Oof.
when people talk about like alcohol warming you up, like
Yes.
that old trope, like when you do it from like a still like that, it does. Like if you take like a shot of moonshine, your body for the next like hour will feel like it's like heating up inside. Like I just sweat constantly. Like it's miserable. My whole body goes out of whack. It's like having a little volcano inside of you.
I'm almost done now.
No worries.
I'm just gonna figure out Xander's, and we'll be good to go.
Oh, we're on a little rat adventure, Cobalt.
Yeah. You guys are.
Trying to find master.
Yeah.
A rat venture.
Yeah, you guys were gonna go back.
Yeah.
That was before there was a pecker explosion, but
Yeah, but we don't know
Johnny.
about that.
Would you notice the giant arcs of, chain
Giant
like
the billow of smoke
That's a good
and
question. Would,
you know,
would
death
we
in
have
there.
Would
seen-
we? I think we would not.
I imagined we would come back to that chaos, but if
Classic
You know.
pecker explosion. Reroll box. It's not even reading it. Gotta love it.
and I think at a certain point, if at a certain point, Rye may hear something like that and decide to ignore it. Okay, 'cause this fucking town is deadly, and every time we go to do something, some sound goes off, or someone dead or attacking, or some, maybe he hears or even sees the lightning and goes, "No, not this time. I'm not gonna go over there.
Right.
I'm gonna go kill my fucking rats. I'm gonna stay out of that."
also, why is it raining spicy chicken nuggets?
Also, this is delicious.
Wow. Right. This rain is delicious.
Yeah, this rain is, it's got
Well, I mean, the
Like a
first
chicken
the
taste.
first like bang of thunder shocks you, and you look, and you're a little like, "What's going on?" By the 17th bang of thunder, you're like, "It's just storming." That's just where we live right now.
I just
I
have
feel
a
like
feeling
that's where we are.
that with some consistency, right? With some consistency, I feel like Eli and Torvin is like, what the fuck did Oz touch now? What did Oz touch now? And I was like, wasn't me. It wasn't me.
don't know, I feel like
Oz
this
or
time-
Silwith. It's one of them.
With the feathers, like
Pecker.
there might be some ownership this time.
It's taken care of.
lightning touched Pecker.
It's taken care of. So, good news before we go into our into what happened last time, because I did take some notes on it. Good news right away. Nobody wants wild magic to happen this session, so much so that everyone that offered wanted to make sure that Oz was protected. There were like
It's
5 people.
too
That means fucking
late.
nothing to me. Yeah, Cobalt, you tell him. Fuck yeah. You
It's
guys are
too
after I
late.
already blew up the building. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm not gonna do any more dynamite today.
Might
Like,
as well
yeah, okay,
finish
well, you
spanking
already
us.
did it. It's already fucking
Right.
done, chat. Okay,
It's the
you already
cat who
killed it.
friggin' knocks the cup off the thing and says, "Do you want another?" Like, I'll make sure I don't do it again.
Rob the bank and then go, I won't rob banks today. Okay,
Tomorrow,
yeah, you
though.
did yesterday. You're already fucking rich. You already got what you want.
It's like you chopped off 4 fingers. I'll leave the last finger there for you. Don't
We're just
worry.
gonna-
Yeah, thanks, Chad.
We'll leave
You're
it
so
alone.
benevolent.
We're just gonna
Wow.
give Chad a million analogies to tell them how horrible they are.
Yeah.
It's like rain on your wedding day, Chad.
Oh my god.
God, isn't
Like
it a
Free
rain on your
ride.
wedding day is
When it's
actually
already
a
paid.
sign of
It
good
is.
luck
It
and
is.
fertility.
hmm
At least in my culture in the Philippines.
I've
It's
heard
a good
that.
thing.
It did not rain on my wedding day.
I've learned anything from Encanto. It's
What if
My
it was
first-
like the
my first-
opposite? What if it was like
That
a
is
what if
not
it was
a
like a
good
heat
thing.
wave? Like it was 120 degrees out. Like isn't that a bad sign?
That just means you're thirsty. No, I'm just kidding.
I am thirsty.
Who would want to have a wedding in 120-degree weather, though? That sounds horrible.
I mean,
Me,
Who would wanna
because
have a
even with the
wedding?
weather
That
being
sounds
hot,
horrible.
I know for a fact I would be hotter than
Australians.
any weather.
oh my God.
Wow. I wish I had
I went
that
Australians,
confidence.
yeah. I
I
mean,
went to a
depends-
wedding recently, and let me tell you, it was very hot, and people had a hard time dancing because it was so hot.
Get 2 steps in and then just you're like I gotta sit down.
The wedding video is just
It
going
was
to be like
their
really
wedding
sweaty
day.
people.
It was their wedding day.
I love that.
I don't know how that song
dance.
goes. That's all I
There
got.
wasn't a cloud in
There you go.
clouds allowed.
There you go.
So, guys, let's
That note.
take a second here and talk about what happened last time on Harrowstone Z.
Dragon Ball Z.
We were talking to Jorfa.
Yeah,
Well, it started with Torvin and Eli escorting Benjen to Harrowstone.
correct. It
That's
did.
right.
Creepy AF.
Yes.
If we want to go back to the beginning.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's start from the top. What did it look like?
Rye was unconscious at the top. So Rye for
Uh,
a good half of this
we
session was
let
just
him
on the
go.
bed and getting taken care of by Kendra, being healed, and also I realized I have an addiction to potions, and I was healed. I've got like new baby skin, pink baby skin where there once were burns. So I'm like a two-face baby, pink baby skin face, and then on the other side is like a rough soldier face. So I'm basically two-faced now, and I also went with Cobalt to go kill rats towards the end. That's like my whole thing last session.
Yes.
And Kendra is slowly coming around to falling in love with me, which Rye doesn't necessarily want, but I understand some women can't help themselves.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's how Rye feels about
That's
that.
that's straight. That's not the notes that I took, but like
I think
I'm
she's
here
a
for that
little too
interpretation.
into it, but he's
Okay.
not sure yet. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sure. Well, let's unpack that a little bit.
Sure.
Is Kendra a little too much for Grandpa Rye?
Oh, absolutely. This is wild stallion for sure. I mean,
I don't. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, Rye's in trouble.
Okay.
Yeah, Rye might be in a little trouble. Listen, she's a strong woman, all right? She's a woman of she carries herself in a certain way,
Ure.
all right? Which is counter to Rye, who is, kind of rough and doesn't mind eating without utensils,
So
But I feel like it's that duality that attracts them to each other.
So is that what we're looking at historically? Because historically, your first SO of sorts was quite a strong and domineering, competent woman. Your second micro love interest, I can't really express it as more than that right now because I don't really want to speak for the character. Temerity, we can't even argue that Temerity is very much dominant and in control, assertive in most situations.
Yeah.
And Kendra is just like
as a type
is following in that. So, I don't know. I'm having a hard time seeing your angle. And then there's Oz, a strong and powerful hobgoblin. Whoa, man.
Listen, Rye has quiet feelings for Temerity. Okay. Quiet, but mostly, proximity at this point. But they're there. But yeah, he has a type. He likes strong women, super strong women. Capable women, really, is what it is. Capable women.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But he's cool with the non-capable woman. He's not
Is he
super
really?
picky, right?
I watched Sheriff Benjen cut his hand.
Yes.
Start levitating and leave a trail of blood as he went into the prison and vanished somewhere around the hole. We think.
Is that what he wanted to do? Like, can you recall
very
back?
Confused.
Yeah, he was
like, oh, why do I have to do this? Oh, if you think so, if that's what we're doing, then I guess,
He was definitely there on his own volition, but there were points where he did not think this was going to be going the way that he thought it was going to be going.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
He had to be put back on track.
Yeah. So he bled. He bled on the lawn. He bled up the steps into the building. He likely bled all the way into the direction that he was supposed to go. I as an outside perspective.
That's a lot of blood.
As an outside perspective here, I'm interested. What not as the character, but as a player, like, what do you think is happening here? What's going on?
Some evil magic-y bullshit.
Okay.
I thought that there's something bigger and deeper underneath all of this Harrowstone. And that's actually what the first group were actually after when they came here.
Okay. Any ideas from everybody else? You have any thoughts? Statues?
It's got to be some sort of binding spell.
Okay.
Whether or not it has something to do with keeping the guards there in more than just a physical sense. I mean, it's blood magic, so I mean, I think it's similar. Was it Kendra? No, not Kendra. Oh my gosh, who bound Oz the first time?
Who bound Oz?
That binding spell where if Oz was to talk, his teeth would fall out.
Oh, you're talking about
Jaminda.
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 Yeah, yeah.
Jaminda.
Oh, Jamenda. I was like,
I feel
wow.
like it's a blood binding spell similar to that, and effectively it's like when you sign up for guard duty, you're signing up for more than just guard duty in the physical sense.
Sure.
But like your spirit is bound there. I'm not sure what he is, but he's caught in that loop as well. Like it's not different. We're just seeing it's not different from any other guard that's been there, in the sense that he's still there. He's still stuck just like them, most likely, but he has a body that's playing itself on repeat over and over again.
Okay. Do we have any idea why that is? Is it because of the events at the at Harrowstone, or is this like, again, speculative guess, something fucky wucky is happening at Harrowstone, and that's why he keeps coming back?
It has to be, because he's not there. From everything that we've heard him say, he has no recollection of the fire at all. So if he wasn't there to begin with, what's happening is Harrowstone, in a sense, died with the people there in some weird way, and he's consistently being drawn to it over and over and over. So it could be that he's not actually dead, but he keeps getting reset in a sense.
Sure.
Following that curse cycle, I don't know. Like I'm like tinfoiling hat the shit out of this. Like
that's my favorite.
But it's not just one body; it's like the same body over and over again, cloned.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
Yeah. So like I don't know how that's happening, unless it's just like, you know, he's taking the life energies of the people that are dying there, and he's like a little small, like, you know, outcrop of like life, like, you know, necromantic or life energy being funneled into him to reset him over and over.
Yeah.
But that's kind of my guess. Like when they did the reviving spell for the warden, some of that kind of looped in over him, and he was kind of like, oh hey, you're still bound, okay, and you're dead, okay, you got to come back, oh, all right, you're dead again.
Yeah, I saw this in an episode of Rick and Morty once. It's like the Phoenix, what is it, like the Phoenix fuck, I forget what it's called.
I don't know, I've not watched Rick and Morty.
Oh really?
It's like it's like a plumbus.
No, it's like, you know, like when he dies, how he has like the Phoenix thing where he'll resurrect like in the basement in another body, you know?
Yeah.
It's like the Prestige.
Yeah, but each version of him has that, you know, so he can like he can end up in other dimensions. Something like that.
That's kind of wild.
Oh yeah, it's really cool. Like
Sick.
If you did it in this dimension, he did it in his same person did it in another dimension, and when he gets reborn, he could end up in their dimensions.
Nice.
In their bodies that they have.
Kind of wild. I like that.
Yeah, Rick and Morty's a mindfuck.
I've heard.
Popular.
I've heard.
Yeah. So it's funny that chat mentioned the Earth element, because I was thinking about this week. This Earth elemental thing it's made less sense to me the more that I've thought about it.
Sure.
It's like, aren't Earth elementals supposed to and I don't know, okay, I have not gone deep into Earth elemental lore, but it seems weird to me that we have an Earth elemental here, and it is also simultaneously like the Earth around us is corrupted and terrible. Like I would think that a big Earth elemental, like they've been kind of espousing, would, you know, like come with it some benefit to the nature surrounding it, right? Doesn't it bring some sort of
certain?
Yeah.
Let's unpack that for a second. That's
Have
kind
they
of
said
important.
it's Earth?
Nobody's said
thought it
anything
was-
about this.
Yeah, I don't think it's said that it's Earth.
No. It was
Groban has
Groban said it
definitely
was an
said-
Earth elemental. There's
Oh,
an
yeah. He
element,
said it was
an
an
elemental in the
elder
Earth, an elder.
elemental.
Yeah,
That's
he
what
did.
okay, elder. That's what, so when I'm thinking like
I don't think
elder Earth
he said
elemental,
Earth.
I'm thinking that it would cut, like if an Earth elemental is near you, it would like have an influence of nature around it,
yeah.
right? So why is that not expressed in Harrowstone?
That's way important.
Because,
Nobody's asked this
Well,
question.
they said
yet.
there's a ley line of magic below.
correct. And what I'm thinking
And then there's
is
a bunch of
much like
chowder
his
elementals.
much like
and there's
his
supposed to be a
wife.
steward.
I think that it's not there. Like, I think it's there almost in a way that like, oh, nobody's gonna get that reference. it's not there on its own. It's there and it's being kept alive and it's being like used for magical purposes, but it is not there on its own fruition. Like it's not fruition, its own whatever. Words escape me today. Basically, I think it is like being
like
harvested.
someone's siphoning it.
Yes,
Sure.
it's being siphoned for its power.
Yeah.
Otherwise, its influence would be seen in the town being an elder earth elemental.
Does anybody remember the history of the land?
No.
I know that the Whispering Tyrant ruled for 1,000 years, and then he was defeated.
Perfect. What is the Whispering Tyrant?
So it was a lich.
He was arguably the most horrifying
necromancer.
lich. A very, very incredibly talented necromancer lich that wreaked havoc across the land, the Whispering Tyrant. It said that he did something in the past. He did something that no one else had done.
Turn himself into an elder earth elemental?
No.
Okay. Well, maybe. I don't know. Nobody's ever done that, I don't think.
Said that he raised the land for its dead, but more than that, he raised the land for its power, harnessing it for himself. He corrupted the very earth that he walked on.
What if Gorovin is a reincarnation of... Oh my gosh, and he has access to the kids. Oh!
Dun dun dun.
Phylacteries! Phylacteries require some fucked up stuff, guys.
Yeah,
but
have any newborns gone missing?
12
we
child
since
souls.
motive the shit out of him.
We didn't see a lot of kids.
Have
But
we
we only
seen
Go.
Have we seen any
Torvin
kids in the
leaves.
town that are
Pevrin,
besides Pevrin
and the one he tried to punch.
You
And
did-
if
Yeah, we
so,
have kids, but we don't have like
you
babies.
Right,
you
if
did.
so, what
You
are
did
their
see two
age?
kids. You did see
two kids. How old were they?
Torvin brought kids back from the house after the attack.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right.
They were
How
young.
old were they?
They were like 5 and 9.
Have
So
we
not
seen
that
any
many.
babies in town?
No, you've not seen many babies in town.
Any or many?
Up to this point, I would say none.
Okay.
Yeah, because they're being used for evil necromancer things. All right. Gorovin is no longer my best friend. Jormanda is now my best friend.
Yeah, I have bad news about that.
Yeah,
George
one with the
Manda.
the shackles on
Monda.
her.
You know,
Yeah, the
Sheriff-
death shackle, Germinda.
Yeah, you guys, you
Sheriff Ben Kendra.
you may have hit something there with some of the information. You just got to remember the history of the land, right? Nobody has really brought up anything about this elemental. It's been hinted on a few times, but nobody's really thought anything about it. So I kind of want you to like marinate on that for a while and see where you come.
I mean, I thought it was weird, but I don't fucking know.
Sure.
So
Sure.
I don't know.
I wanted to go
enough about it.
talk to the steward.
Okay, let me ask you this then. What makes a god?
Well, a
That's
10th
a
level
large
spell.
question.
A 10th level spell. makes a
Power.
god.
Power.
Ambrosia.
Faith, right?
Well,
Faith.
Believing
Followers.
in them as a god. Yeah.
Faith continues, oh
Sure.
God.
Sure.
Yeah. So, but does faith make a god? Oh God. No, you're-
So now that you have an idea about what can make a god, what would you say something that is all powerful, has no means of immediately destroying it, right? And it is timeless. Would you say that someone may refer to that as a god?
I think someone may refer to that as a battery.
Could be. Yeah, that could be even just that. So is it so far-fetched to believe that someone would believe an elder, one of the first few, an elder elemental lurking in the land may be revered as a god?
Yes. Yeah. That's why I was so confused
Yeah.
about the lack of influence it has over the town.
Now, what do you think happens when you corrupt and shackle a god?
Does not eat things.
Well, I've seen Cabin in the Woods. It doesn't end.
Spoilers.
Mhm.
It does not.
This
things.
movie is so old at this point. The statute of levitation. Levitation.
Someone once told me I spoiled Citizen
I can't
Kane for
talk
them.
today.
So,
What? When?
Oh my
oh, this was
Lord.
like 3 years ago.
Oh my god.
Wait, the cube?
No,
What'd you say?
Citizen Kane.
Citizen
I was
Kane.
like, this is
Citizen
an
Kane. I thought you
84-year-old
said the
movie. Rosebud's the damn sled. Get over it. I was like, shut up. It's 84 years old. It's older than all of my relatives. Go on.
The statue of levitations. Yeah,
The
that's
statue of levitation, man. You can't get on to me. All right. Yeah.
got some
Yeah. I
ideas.
don't know. I was thinking about it this week. I was thinking about that stupid Earth Elemental, and I refrained from looking up lore on Elder Earth Elementals. But I feel like because I didn't remember you saying the word elder. I remember you saying like, I remember hearing it as like greater or like it wasn't just an earth elemental. You made it seem like it was a bigger deal, but I didn't.
Well, you
remember
talked about
elder.
childer elementals.
Yes.
And
like tertiary elementals, they're
and
break-offs.
then there was a steward of some sort.
Yes, they're the tertiary, like the smaller elementals are stewards to this much larger. So they're pretty much the communicating device.
And Gorovin would be the only person that we know is even aware of the earth elemental, right? Like nobody else is mentioned.
In this town, he's probably spoke to the kids about it, a bit more about it.
Yeah, don't they all have like little bracelets with part of the
They do.
the thing on them?
They have stones.
Yeah, they have little stones of the elemental.
Oh no, this is not good. Okay.
But you guys are also bereft of other like influential spellcasters. Like in regards to a lot of situations, the spellcasters that are currently in the party are practically babies, right? Are practically babies.
Mm-hmm. We've also got the
mad
marks.
shit.
You sound
on
just
us.
fine. Wild, you sound great, man.
Yeah, you sound great,
Yeah.
dude.
We've got
We have
those
marks on our
marks on
feet.
us as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, you do.
Yes, y'all do.
You have no clue.
Well, I'll have to cut it off and just grow another one.
Oh wait, sorry, I have the mark on my foot. I don't have the Gorovin.
You don't have the Gorovin mark, correct?
Yes.
Didn't we also learn that Torvin's dwarven heritage is linked to that same earth elemental, that specific elemental, the breakoffs?
No, not linked to it, but it's similar by design because Torvin was born of the earth the same way that the elemental is as a being of the earth.
Oh my gosh, what if the
Torvin's
elder
fault.
earth elemental is the mountain that Torvin has to protect? You know, like, don't you have like a backstory about the mountain and being like a
It's
protector
five-
of the
you gotta
mountain?
think 5
What if the
crowns.
mountain was the earth elemental? It was really referring to a god. It wasn't referring to a location.
Oh,
The Five
fucking
Kings
shit.
crown.
That could be one of them, maybe.
Wild.
I mean, I don't know your backstory, but that would be pretty pimp if it was like, oh, I'm like we were all thinking it would be like a location, like a mountain, but really it's like referring to an elder.
Well, it
earth
says
elemental.
Five Kings crown.
Yeah, Five Kings crown.
Whatever the hell that means.
Yeah. What does that
Five
mean?
Kings crown is a place.
Happening. Like 50 years of my backstory just has to end.
Well, get to it. Is part of the storytelling is evolution of character.
So if
Yeah,
the
it's a dwarven home, right?
correct, the Five Kings crown
means.
is the that is basically, it is like, oh my god, it's the largest home for dwarves in all of Golarion. There's not a bigger place. Unfortunately, I would say something like 70% of dwarves died in the cataclysmic event, which yielded the earth opening and firing lava over everything with rapidity. It was an ugly event. But somebody knew a bit about it. It wasn't one of those things where it was just by accident, because when they were fleeing from the Five Kings crown, they were met by giants. So Torvin has a bit of a personal angle against giants.
Hopefully the Five Kings aren't these five awful
Every
people that were
single
imprisoned here.
One.
So yeah, I'm here for it. I want to explore that.
Wish I was playing a character that wasn't so self-centered. I don't know.
A matter of time. We'll have your heart grow 2 sizes before this campaign is over.
Well, I feel like he's got a big heart, but he cares about him before everyone else, pretty much.
For now.
Except for Oz.
Oz
Except for Oz.
is the same way, actually.
Oz
Oz
is the only Tripp to that, and maybe Temerity.
Oz actually would, if it came down to it and y'all were dying, and in order to save himself, he just had to run, he would do it. But he would do everything he could up to that point.
The last thing that I made note of, short of the events that transpired at the end of the session, yielding multiple figures dead, was a small scene with Temerity. Does anybody, short of Temerity, remember that scene?
The last thing I remember with Temerity specifically was that there was something revealed about her grandmother, that there was some discrepancy in information pertaining to the church and her grandmother.
It was document that she had.
But
Correct.
like Rye isn't supposed to
it
know
went
that.
too far.
Like
Correct.
Rye wouldn't know that, but I do.
This
so.
They
is asking
tortured
players.
Noble without doing the proper back check. But I thought that was the previous episode. But maybe we touched on it.
Maybe it
again
was.
this
Maybe it was.
She also burned the notes after viewing
That's
them too.
that's what happened.
That's the key thing. Yeah.
Temerity went over the documentation and then took time to not only burn it, but to make sure that it was smoted out and crushed into nothing, so it couldn't be re-returned at all.
Now, would that out of character? Is that something that could get her like kicked out of the, interrogators club?
It's really hard to say, but imagine you stumbling across that information. Imagine Eli stumbling across that information.
Without any
Just
background.
nipping
If
without-
I came across the
Loose thread.
information, I might try.
You
to
don't
pick it
want
up.
me to find that.
That would be major leverage and would cause a lot of like inter-party strife. It could lead to some really intense growing at the same time, but if these characters matter, right? Like, sure, they matter to you personally, but let's say, for instance, if Temerity mattered to Torvin, this might be an opportunity for Torvin to take on the side quest of helping Temerity figure out what the hell is happening, not only with her family, but with this person that basically raised her and taught her everything she knows about being an Inquisitor. Because though Temerity is like stone cold on the surface, right? There is so much more that's going on. Like her teacher, someone with like tremendous accolades, this very important person in her life, is now practically jailed for doing things the wrong way. Very wrong way at that.
And to the wrong person.
Correct.
And then she did the wrong thing, and then she went the wrong way, cleaning it up. You have generational issues now.
Hey, if
The
you
sins
had
of
that
your
and then you
grandmother.
accidentally fireballed someone in the face, I mean, what would you do?
Depending on who it was, Rye may not care as much as other people do. So.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's all very fair.
Are you asking me? I think it's terrible. I don't think that sucks. But if you're asking Rye,
Ooh, that's too good.
Oh God.
Okay. All right. So let's run
we
with
got
this.
we got the recipe for the wolf balls. That's all we really need from
Damn.
so far. We got a little much with
We're done.
Beverin. It's
And
a
a
little bit of an
merchant
overlord.
pass.
You totally
We got the
that
recipe
you can't forget that merchant
and the
pass.
deed.
Yes,
That's
the merchant.
super
Yeah,
important.
yeah.
We're good.
And he basically was like, "You guys are cool. It's all good. I'm dead, but it's fine." So
But the wolf balls, like, what are we more excited about? Truly.
And Peverin is dying right
No.
now, which
Oh.
might make the whole outcome even easier.
Before we set that scene and we start with Oz in Oz's panic moment, because that's going to happen, I need everybody to remember no soul is able to leave the grounds of Ravengrow and Harrowstone. They are bound here. They are incapable of passing on. You're muted. Hello.
Pecker's not going to pass on.
That is correct. Peck cannot pass on. Jorfa cannot pass on.
Fuck Jorfa. Pecker cannot pass on. What the
I needed to
fuck?
question that miserly lady. Okay.
Well, you still can.
You can.
Maybe.
You can, in fact.
You could probably talk through Tripp.
And I
Tripp
say
can be
this
the intermediary.
because you have
Gutter
tools, you have the implementations at this point to communicate with the dead. You not only have Tripp, right? You have Peverin, but you have the planchette, which can assist you in sight. You have risks, tremendous risks when using the planchette, but it is there. And we kick off. We return back to that scene in the smithy. This is moments after that mythic chain lightning fired off from Oz's hands. That burning sensation of wood, hair, and feathers permeates the air as feathers seem to continuously fall as the 80-pound rooster has more or less just been, eradicated. Jorfa lie in a dwarven puddle. The wood smote from all around. That is not an accurate depiction of Becker at this point.
That is out of character.
Yeah. Get it together, Peck. A little better. A little better. And nearest Oz, we see Tripp lying on the floor, incapacitated, mechanically dying. With each passing moment, will lose health. Oz, I need to know what is happening. What is on your mind in this particular moment? You've just admit this, so.
Yeah, he was just like casting a spell, and this electricity came from his hand. And I think like during that whole explanation of chaos ensuing, he's just screaming, "Oh no, 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 no!" And then he's like immediately kind of running over to Pecker, and Pecker just explodes. And then he's running over, like looking at Jorfa and seeing Peverin / Silwith like all fall over in front of him, and he's just kind of chaotically moving around, and we'll run over to Peverin, and because he can clearly see that Pecker is not savable.
Correct.
And look to see if Peverin is still alive.
Peverin, go ahead and give me a heal or a perception, whatever you think is best for you at this point.
My hand slowly raises. Rosebud, and then falls.
28 perception.
20. That's great. It takes a moment. You kind of center your breathing as you lean back into him, and you notice the very, very shallow breath, and it would be faint to a normal person. You would just assume that he had died, but there is shallow breath.
Oz, with tears like streaming down his face, is just like, "No, you have to come back." And he's just like fumbling with his bag and this like tin container of like this bucket container, and you just hear clanking going on. Some of the things have like probably broken, but he finds like this one bottle of healing potion and just kind of like lifts Peverin's head and like mouth open and kind of like pours it gently in.
Okay. How much in the way of healing potions do you have left? I'm assuming not a lot more.
I think this is my only cure moderate wound potion that I have. And now I will have no more.
All right. Then go ahead and roll 1d8 plus 1. Wait, this is cure mod, so 2d8 plus 3.
Hey, Bub, I had a quick question.
Go for it.
To get me back, like, to pull me back a little bit. What were the requirements for getting the money?
Oops.
Peverin's money, or not Peverin's money, Petros' money. What were the actual requirements in the will?
The requirement is to assist Kendra in her decision-making process, no matter how long it take. She has to decide whether or not she's staying here and settling down in the town, or she's moving and getting the hell out. Once you've done that, if you want to collect your money, you have to return a series of books to Montagny Crowell back at the University of Lepidstadt. He will have your money there.
And we have all those books.
You still have those books, that is correct.
Okay.
Somehow.
What the fuck?
Somehow correct.
So that would be 11.
Just sorry.
One in my bag.
I might have to roll this back. I actually do have evasion for my character sheet. I didn't realize it's in between my trap finding and rogue talents, but it's there. Unless we're just taking that as a hit.
We're just going to take it as a hit. This is going to be one of those things where, like, even with your supernatural reflexes, nobody was anticipating this. Oz has generally got everything under control. You didn't anticipate Oz's addiction to kick in.
Yeah. And just so
11?
you guys know, if you didn't know, Oz has an addiction, so that's why I cast Detect Magic. To begin with.
Correct.
And I think as he's pouring this in, and he's like, come on, Peverin, and he's like just frantically trying to wait till Peverin like speaks back to him.
It takes Peverin a moment before you finally see the color starting to return to his face. You can see in spots on his person where it looks as if there are there are markings, there are burns, what looks to be like typical ligature marks, but now this time it looks as if they're lightning-esque burns across the neck, down the forearms, where he has taken this mythic lightning, this chain lightning, and he survived. You're not entirely sure how, but he survived, where Jorfa did not.
Yeah, he's gonna go over to Jorfa in a moment, but he's just like, seal with? Like, he kind of like looks at Peverin and is like, is seal with in there? You're muted.
Can't hear you, buddy.
Like, can you hear me? Oh,
Yeah.
You're gonna have to lean into the mic if you whisper.
oh, okay. He looks up. We're both still here.
All right, try not to move much. Stay there. And he's gonna run over to Jorfa next and try to like see if she's with us. Obviously, Pecker just exploded into pieces, so
Tripp,
can't really do much with that.
You notice that you do have command over your limbs. You notice that there is delay in your movement and that you have numbness in all of your digits. You're not really sure of the severity of the damage. This may just be a temporary aspect, but as it still stands, you aren't convinced that if you were to be far flung into a physical combat situation that you would even be capable of defending yourself, especially knowing that your body's on some sort of a delay. Oz, as you move over to see Jorfa is non-responsive.
I'm guessing you don't want me to roll for that, but like, yeah, he will do everything he can in the same sense that he did with Peverin. He's just...
Give me a heal check. If you attest, particularly if you attest here.
6. Makes sense.
You listen in close, the same way that you just did with Tripp. There is no response whatsoever, and you notice that there is, maybe it's because she's a Dwergar. It could also just be because she took the brunt of the chain lightning, but as you watch on, her eyes immediately start to like lose that color. The pupil itself just starts to go into this milky, like ambiguous milky lump, and it's devoid of color. She looks almost
You just hear
statuesque.
Oz kind of shouting, no, no, no! And he's like kind of shaking her and trying to like, I don't know, CPR her. He's just doing whatever he can.
Sure. No response whatsoever.
Oz will go over to Peverin's body and just like, do you have any potions on you?
Got 2 daggers. Oh yeah, I got an Invis pot.
You got an yeah, no.
Oh, yes, the dagger potion.
That's not gonna help. Neither of those is gonna help in this situation.
Also
yeah, he runs back to check to see if you have a health potion, and then he looks at you and he's like, he kind of like shakes his head and he's like, Bagger's gone and I don't have any more potions for Jorfa. I don't know what more I can do.
What do you mean Bagger's gone? Where?
He's just like,
Your eyes start to sort of like roam as you're looking around for wherever Peck might be. You can see the slowly falling feathers around the room.
And Oz
he
is
like
just
drops
like
his head.
a teary-eyed mess, his big gobbo eyes.
Silith drops his head back down to the floor and then he kind of just slams his fist. There's nothing more for us here then.
What did that do? I didn't mean to do it.
It's okay. The place is cursed to bring us more misfortune than anything else. Let's just get out of here. And he'll try to get himself up. Let's see.
Oz will try to help.
Sure, give me a
But,
strength
like-
check, please. This isn't going to be difficult.
15.
Sure, you assist.
Thank you.
It's easy enough. Can I get a reflexes check from you, Tripp?
Yes. There it is. $23.
You're able to stabilize. You attempt to take a step, and it's in those moments when you feel like you've gone like way too hard at the gym, or you've you've had too much like physical exertion, and you feel that like wobbliness in your legs and your arms and your back. You want to push forward, but you know that your muscles are tired. Give me a heal check. Let's see if you might be able to figure this out. Now, you don't know why. You knew you were fine moments ago. Problematically, in this situation, mechanically, the way this works exterior to the game, your body basically clenched up. You locked up super, super tight, and your muscles just kind of corded multiply as hard as they possibly can, right? And because of this, your muscles are exhausted. They need an opportunity to heal, to rest and relax, breathe in this case. But you're not being afforded that chance. Without Oz's assistance, you are certain that you probably would have crumpled to the ground.
Alrighty.
Oz is just like crying and sobbing frantically.
He kind
I
of
was trying to hold
bumps,
you up.
Yeah, he kind of bumps his head to yours. It's okay. We'll figure something out. We need to get out of here first. Come on. And then he'll try to kind of like shift himself out the door, but before he does, he's gonna knock over one of the oil lanterns and have it light the blacksmith up.
Do you want to do so
If
in such a
there's one
way
available.
that Oz would not notice?
Nice.
No, like I wouldn't. Not gonna hide anything from us.
Okay, now it's not far flung for you to find an oil skiff, a lantern post, something like that, and there is hay, right? They're not keen on the idea of keeping it far too close, but where it is, you find some ease. Sure enough, as you pass by the post nearest the door under the bell, there is an oil wick lantern. Just under it is a place for guests to sit, and it is made of hay. All of the walls are smoking. You see cinder and char as it's been struck by the lightning, and some of it seems to fall after moments. And
When he initially does that, I think Oz goes, What are you doing?
Better for them to not try to use either body of Jorfa or Pecker.
What if there's something we could have done? I've heard of revive spells.
Grab a feather. If we can, that'll be enough.
Oz will quickly try to grab a feather. And is there some semblance of Jorfa that I could grab quickly? I don't know.
What do you
That's
take?
weird. Weird question to ask.
What do you take of hers?
Is there something I can take of hers? Like a finger? I don't know. This is weird.
I don't think that you can
Step a
revive
toe
off of a piece. I think you need to have the body intact.
Depends on the spell.
There are multiple levels of resurrection. Like true resurrection requires like almost nothing, but there is
Really?
like partial resurrection where you have to have implements or actual like physical body of the figure. Yes.
Weird. I was always under the assumption that like if the body was destroyed, there was absolutely no way. Maybe like a wish spell or something with it.
Yeah, at high enough levels, you don't need anything at all. You can just be like,
It's
and
reincarnation.
yeah, reincarnation is definitely a thing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, grab that Jorfa finger.
Sure. Let's see.
She said she was almost dead is at the end of her rope anyway, but
I'm gonna leave
She was
this.
spot on with that.
We're gonna say every quarter I'll make a decision.
Wait, why didn't we grab something of Zokar's?
He was ashes, basically.
Okay, I got
It
you.
was fire. It was all lit.
I got you, friend.
Fireball.
Oz.
This is
got
like
a
right
boom.
before he's initially lighting the.
You stumble over, and you are able to find something. It is a piece of Jorfa. It's a piece of Jorfa. It isn't a finger. It's not like a toe or anything like that. No, it is a strip of skin. When Jorfa was struck by the chain lightning, her body clenched up. It locked up, and she fell forward. Her face struck the edge of her work table at the smithy. and it stripped away a part of her cheek where she had been branded as a deserter.
Just throwing this out there, Maggie, but you are going to be a hobgoblin walking around with a strip of skin of a person.
Look,
just
not the weirdest thing that I've been doing.
Okay, I'm just throwing it out there. You know, just optics. You know,
Completely
I want to
normal
talk
Oz.
to your PR person.
I think, as
And
Oz-
obviously,
not
when I get
evil.
with you guys and you're like, no, and you destroy that, it's a different story. But Oz just like, he's just reacting in the moment of
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I could
He
have
was-
done, we may have been able to do something.
He's just using it for stock.
right? I feel like Oz would just look at someone and say, "I'm aware of the optics."
Yeah. Very much so. That's very on the nose.
Stock. Oh my God, Wyld.
Yeah, just look at Oz. He's already weird
Yeah,
AF.
for sure. So Oz, do you move through and do you take that that strip?
Yeah, if I can grab that and a feather.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. You were able
Yeah.
to take the feather and the strip. It very, very clearly resembles
And then
a brand mark that is identical to Torvin's. It's got the same sort of flourish on it. It's all in Dwarven design. You might shock a few people if you were to show them. I think particularly Torvin, Eli would be, if there was ever an opportunity for you to look good in Eli's eyes, to show Eli this, he might be, one, completely appalled, but two, mildly impressed. But Sadigan, as Cobalt would probably consider that KSing. I'm certain.
Yeah. I was
Um,
gonna milk her for info.
Still possible. So
Yeah.
what this looks
Then-
like,
yeah.
you've stood Tripp up in the door. You've stood Silwith in the door, and you rush over after he describes this. You grab a feather, you grab the strip of skin, and by the time you've come back, you can see bits of that lightning strike on the wall, the chain lightning that bounced off of the surroundings, and it started to fall into that hay bale where there is now just standing oil, and it immediately just catches. It'll be minutes before this place is a fiery blaze. Are you okay with this?
I mean, Oz is not okay with it, but it was already happening and he couldn't really stop it. So
I'm gonna say
I would say
Just spit on it.
as you're
my
you're
spit is
walking.
acid.
upper threes. Oh my god, upper threes.
That'll make it better.
Okay,
Now it's on fire and fizzling.
okay.
Yeah, the acid might work.
So where do you take Silwith? Where do you take Tripp?
Going back.
Trying to get back to Kendra's, but if it's too far, then maybe the church. I don't know, like where we can go.
You are but a few, especially at walking into this place, you're just a few minutes away from Kendra's. Remember, it's not a very large, it's a hamlet, more or less. So you should, with ease, be able to make it back to the Lorimore residence. You just know that Silwith isn't going to be moving very quickly. Is that okay?
Yeah, we'll be slow.
Okay.
As
We'll take it as slow as he needs to walk.
yeah, as Oz was like making his way back to the door, you would just see like Silwith like staring at the body of Jorfa, and then just says, "Looks like justice was given to me sooner than I thought," and then looks back up at her, back up at him, and then they make their way out.
Oz looks concerned. He understands because, like, he's a smart fellow. He understands that the history there, but like at the same time, isn't sure if that's the right call.
How does it land with Oz? Is it just a matter of being unsure, or does that change your character's feelings about Tripp?
I think Tripp has been worrying Oz more and more ever since he's changed and Silwith has kind of come to life. Because Oz tried to like take a side, and Tripp keeps saying, like, spewing these words that is just like, not very kind things to say to people.
Sure.
Although Oz is a little chaotic, he is a good soul. So I think there's part of him that is like concerned and worried for Silwith.
Okay.
AKA Tripp.
I'm gonna step away for
Especially since he's inhabiting Peverin's body.
I'm gonna step away for just a second, and when I return, we're gonna hit the scene on the way back to Harrowstone. It's gonna be an Eli Rise special as we see exactly what occurs. I'm gonna leave the floor open, so talk amidst yourselves if you like. It'll take me like 30 seconds.
Okay.
Today's ad brought to you by Viagra, guys.
So
Oh boy.
I have a question.
What's up?
Can I poll you? Can I use you as market research?
Yes.
Do you like this? Do you
No,
get
please. I do not,
Yes.
but I would need explaining.
Wyld gets it.
I like it.
This is a Doctor Who reference.
Oh, Maggie. I mean, no, Maggie gets it. Wyld gets it.
Ello doesn't get it.
Ello.
I'm not. If it's a Doctor Who thing, then I
It's
wouldn't.
not a
It's
Doctor
not,
Who
It's
thing.
not a Doctor Who thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I need context.
What thing is it?
That is context. It's from Stargate.
Oh, yeah.
That's
If you
the
didn't
symbol.
know, there
Right.
is a Stargate tabletop
symbol
RPG, which I
basically
have
of
played.
Earth.
Is there?
Yes.
Is
I
it
have
based on the
played it.
show or the movie?
Movie. Yeah.
I'm not sure,
The
but
bold.
it's not very well done.
Oh, okay.
I only watch good sci-fi, so. It's
Okay, that's why I've only watched the
Wow.
movie. The
You're
movie is quality. Okay, it's James Spader, it's Kurt Russell, it's Hot Egyptians. It's great.
Sounds awesome.
It's almost The Mummy, but not quite. From a like
I would love to watch a movie like that.
It's good.
When was it made? In the 90s?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's
How
good.
much
It's
CGI is in it?
not a lot.
Great.
Yeah, hardly
Even
any.
better.
Yeah,
I'm talking about
I mean,
Stargate.
this. Yeah.
On
Do you,
practical
so
effects.
Cora
Bub
got
likes
into
it. Do you
Stargate,
like
and I've
this,
been-
Bub?
Yes.
Okay, good. Andrew just made it, and he was like, "Do you like it?" I'm like, "I like it, but I'm one person."
Yeah.
Funny because
I think people
we were
who get
just
it will
talking
like
about
it.
Stargate on my last stream. I was
Yeah.
thinking about maybe.
Not the show though, which I know like there's actually I think at least one of the actors from that show streams on Twitch all the time, and I'm like,
Yeah.
sorry, I never heard really good things about it.
Well, Atlantis had the voice from God of War, right? That
Teal'c.
Kratos.
It's Teal'c.
Everybody likes it.
Yeah.
The
I like the
people who
design
understood
of
it.
it. I think it's like symmetrical, and I love. I mean, I wear black with white lettering like all the time. Like it's kind of.
Elo didn't even understand it. He likes it too.
Yeah, I think the
It's
design is
fun.
sharp.
I think it was
Now
shit.
let's
Is
see
it Zelda?
Paul Allen.
Yeah, Cobalt though said it sucks and it's Zelda.
What?
He's like, okay.
Let's see.
Can't
Paul
please 'em all.
Allen's design.
True.
Accept me.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's funny you say that. Like that doesn't happen in the booth. People will look at things and go, "I can make that," and I'm like, "Do it, make it. Spend hours in your basement." Bye.
We're gonna go with that one. Better.
We went to PlayCon, which is like a very kind of small convention around here. Took Junie. It's like her first convention.
Oh.
Tons of vendors there and everything. It's really cool. I got a copy of Warcraft Orcs and Humans for $4.
Nice. That's a
I've beat
classic.
that so many times.
Yeah, it's like the old school. I mean, I have no intention of even playing it. I just thought it was badass that I could get the CD. Came in the original like covering and everything. I still
Nice.
have the original manual, and I have the box even, but I don't have I lost the CD along the way somewhere. So
I've got Diablo 2, like 3 Diablo 2 CDs.
yeah, I've got
Battle's
like
Binding.
Diablo 2. I've got at least
Expansion.
2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to
Yeah.
buy that game like 5 times
I think
as a
everybody
kid
did.
because I kept
Yeah,
losing my
yeah.
freaking CDs.
I have a digital version that I bought. I've got the
Yeah.
2 physical.
That's the only time that I haven't
copies
lost it.
bought.
Buying the digital
And I
copy is
bought
the only time
Resurrected.
that I haven't
That's right.
lost it.
Oh, which by the way, if you guys don't know, Resurrected just started its very first Diablo 2 season,
Nice.
and they added new items. They made changes to some of the skill trees. Like druids are allowed to have like all their summons up now.
Nice.
Yeah, there's a lot of really cool stuff that they're doing.
I know they
with
did a
it,
bunch of new
I've been
rune
playing
words.
this season.
Is that
yeah,
like
new rune words? Yeah.
like someone's like put up servers and
No.
No,
It's
it's
the
legit.
official.
Blizzard's
Oh.
actually like redoing a lot of their
okay.
classic games. They're doing the same thing with WoW too.
Really?
Yeah,
It's called
they got rats and,
banking off nostalgia.
Yeah.
Because you don't have any
Ooh.
clever IPs to put out.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
It works.
In Overwatch 2.
However, I'm totally cool with it because it's Diablo 2. So, by all means,
Yeah.
make a game
I
I love
mean-
new and fresh, and continue to update it.
I think
Absolutely.
if Sony actually said, "Excuse me, we'll take Star Wars Galaxies back and relaunch it," I would be like,
Oh.
"Let's go!" I'm
Oh,
still
oh,
playing the
please.
emulator. I'm
Oh.
still play. It is literally the game I play the most.
My friend literally just sent me a message on Discord and said, "I found a jaw ruin."
Wow.
He's messaging me that like right. I'm like, "Are you watching the stream?"
Joth Bear.
Jobber, yeah, that's
Joth Bear. That's where it's at.
Bear. Is
Yeah,
that
he's pretty
Enigma?
excited about it.
Yeah, that's Enigma.
Enigma.
That's Enigma.
Ed, evening.
Oh, too long, man. Too long.
Anyways,
Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
Those burr runes are a bitch to
They're
get.
terrible. Terrible to get.
See, for a second, I wanted to play Diablo 2 again. And now,
you just said just need a burr rune.
Yeah. Eli, Rye. Rye, you were following Eli back to you're following Eli back to Harrowstone. Now, from my recollection, you have thought that Eli is a little addled, a little shaken, especially when it comes to this. He's been quite defensive and very on the nose about many things up until this point. And when it came to rats, he's got the conspiracy theory eyes, right? Like he's like, that's how the fucking rats get you, right? Like, and you even said to yourself, like, this guy he's got kind of crazy face going on. Like he's very serious.
A little
about
unhinged.
This. Yeah. But you've decided, I'm going to follow him. I'm going to figure out what this is. This is an opportunity for you guys. Haven't really had an opportunity to be alone like this, so who knows where this is going to go. So you're following him back to Harrowstone. Is there any conversation between the two of you, or do you just remain mostly quiet?
I think Rye would strike up a conversation.
Okay.
Let me what would he ask Eli now that he's got him away from everybody? What would be the thing he'd want to talk about?
Surprised you trust me to walk away alone with me.
Figured if you wanted to kill me, there's probably opportunities you've had at this point.
It's a long strip of land as you're passing by the restlands at this point. You know it's not much further before you make it back to Harrowstone Wall.
Fucking rats, man. I know right where they are. We gotta go clean them out. They could sneak up on us when we're in there. Carry all sorts of disease.
Right, you know.
I mean, are you looking? Is this like a normal thing? You're like, I just hate rats.
That's the thing,
Or
right?
does
Like
it-
you know from recent memory when you were originally inside the walls, he reacted almost deranged when that rat was crossing the pond, the lake, on the grounds.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Yeah. What's with you and rats? It's kind of a strange thing for a.
What do you mean nobody likes rats? They're not clean. They're disgusting.
Oh yeah, they're gross, sure, but most people just view them as a pest, a side nuisance. You seem to get a little unhinged.
Yeah, we got a history.
You have a history with rats? This I gotta hear. I mean, if you'll indulge me.
Oh, I mentioned that I grew up in an orphanage, and those filthy creatures, I'm sure that's what brought in that plague that took them all out. I don't know why I didn't die. Everybody around me couldn't breathe, sores all over their bodies, just dying and withering away. I tried to stay awake as long as I could. Wake up, those fucking things crawling on me. I used to be afraid of them, but now I don't fear anything. So there's only one thing to do, and that's to kill them.
Does he look visibly afraid to me? Like, can I do a sense motive and see if he's like just kind of talking big, and I can tell he actually is a little.
Give me a sense. Give me a sense motive.
Sure.
One of my abilities makes me immune to fear.
Okay. I'll still sense motive.
I don't think that quite I don't think it quite removes that moment of like almost like PTSD, right? Like you're recalling back, and it's
I'm
like
definitely
fear
traumatized.
that you have just made into pure anger, malice. So
I'm not going to be afraid of them. I'm gonna kill them.
you can sense it. Like a normal person would be afraid, but he has history, and it's caused him to be well, mighty shook, to say the least.
Rats used to get into our supplies for the feed we'd use for the bread we'd make. They are a nuisance.
That's what I'm saying. That's how it starts. That's how they get sick. That's how they get you sick. Can't do that. Can't let that happen.
Yeah, we used to step on them. We just step on them. Sometimes their guts would come through their mouth. It's fucking crazy.
Doesn't sound like we're going to be able to step on these.
Oh, these are
They're like
big rats.
Torvin said he'd wager they are the size of some breeds of dog.
You know,
Big mother rat. Maybe more than one. There's always more than one.
oh, I've seen them before. That size. Ate one that size once with a group. Desperate we were, but we ate it.
Disgusting.
Yeah, it ain't good.
I'd
But
eat
it'll keep you
anything,
alive.
but not a rat.
At this, I kind of. Well, it wasn't good the other night either.
And here,
Where did you get a
we
rat
go.
from?
Where did we all get a rat from?
I don't remember eating any rats.
Oh yeah, it was mixed up in the stew. Probably wouldn't have. I mean, unless you know what you're tasting. I knew it was rat. I mean, it was hints of it. Oz does a pretty good job of melding it in, using some spices. It's pretty good, actually. I mean, for rat, it's still gross, but
I'm gonna kill that
worse.
fucking goblin. I cannot believe this. I
Oh,
feel sick to my stomach.
he rise like understanding now. Oh, you didn't know we ate rat. Oh,
Didn't seem.
is that a problem?
There's a pregnant pause as he continues to walk, but clutch the top of his head.
Yeah, it's a problem. That's
Oh.
between me and Oz now. Thanks for letting me know.
Yeah, I didn't know it was a big deal. I thought we were just having a stew.
I didn't
How was
know I
that?
needed to check the contents of my meat were reduced to eating rat scraps. I could have gone out and captured something, maybe faster than that.
Honestly, I was impressed with Oz's cooking. I don't know
Yeah,
how he
yeah.
does it.
Couldn't tell it was rat. Didn't vomit.
I mean,
Great.
you might
Great.
not like it, but it's a testament.
Could
to
be
it.
eating fucking children for all we know. What's gonna stop Oz from slipping some fingers and toes in there next time?
Wait, everything just froze. Am I still here?
Yeah, you're here. We can at
yeah.
least see you now moving, yeah.
Oh, was I frozen?
Yes.
Yeah, it froze up for a second.
Couple seconds.
Weird. Okay. Well, I don't know what kids taste like, so yeah, I probably wouldn't want to eat that. It's like Rye's kind of laughing to himself about the situation just a little bit.
Eli, can I get a sense
Okay.
motive from you, please?
I'm not like I'm not being an asshole about it, but I'm not trying to be, but like
Sure.
I mean, it is kind of funny that like he didn't know, just kind of the happenstance of it, you know.
You don't get the vibe that he's not taking you seriously, but there is his candor is a bit more lighthearted than not. There is like it's almost like a muffled like self chuckle to the testament.
Yeah, everybody thinks it's funny.
I'm not meaning to upset you. I simply thought the happenstance of it was interesting. I mean, what are the chances?
Fine, I'll feel better once we go and deal with these pests. I don't.
You know, I bet hobgoblins, I bet they eat that all the time. I bet that's like a normal.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. It's probably didn't
Don't
mean
they,
anything
like-
by it.
Don't they live like in dirt holes or something like that?
You know, I've heard a lot about hobgoblins, mostly from dwarves, but you know, I'm not sure it's an accurate retelling. As far as I know, Oz is weird for sure, but normal in his way.
I've never seen a goblin carry a chicken around like that before. It's surely an oddity.
One thing I've noticed is Oz is pretty perceptive and doesn't follow the same rules of ownership most people do. But then again, neither do I. So kind of works for me.
Do you ever wonder if the bottom of that bucket is just full of shit?
Oh, I can smell it. It's absolutely gross.
That
yeah.
is.
I agree with you on that one.
All right, well, we're getting close, and I can show you where they were, where we heard the sounds. But Torvin had to climb up into the tower. I don't know if we want to try to smoke them out, like you said. We've got these peaches. We can grind those up. I don't know. Maybe find some scraps, something dead around here.
Rye stops for a second, kind of looks at Eli seriously. I'm not ignorant to the fact that we're out here alone, and mostly on your behest. If you do anything to try to hurt me or fuck with me in any way in there, you'll regret it.
Look, friend, I'm not trying to start any trouble. I just need some help. You look like someone who could doesn't mind putting in some effort for some coin.
Stepping on a rat till its guts come out its mouth.
Exactly. You're the right man for the right job. Look, I know that this isn't a normal thing. This isn't normal, but makes me feel better. And that's what's important. That's why I didn't ask Torvin. I didn't ask the others. So
Actually,
just keep it between us, handle it. Don't have to worry about these when we come back.
Actually, quite the opposite. For several years there, once I made it out in the Dull, I used to be a little bit of a rat killer. Terrible things to taverns. Pay you a little penny, maybe let you sleep a night, give you some food and board if you'd get rid of them, maybe even a little coin. So, I have some experience.
I just kill him when I see him.
Yeah, let's go check it out.
The two of you continue to shuffle forward. You're not exactly making much haste, but as your conversation comes to a close, you can see the walls of Harrowstone moving beckoningly so. Moments, honestly, I would say minutes prior, probably no more than a dozen or so. This is where we saw Eli and Torvin standing, watching as the building crooned forward, collecting and almost welcoming Sheriff Benjamin Kaler into its hold. But we think nothing of that in this moment. We have a singular mind as we move forward. But as you take those few first steps post-conversation, that is when there is the snap. This electric-like snap. And it's from behind. There is a brief flash of light and a snap. Do you peer over shoulder to see what it may be?
Sure. Yeah, especially if
Yep.
it's like yeah.
As fast as you turn, it dims, and that echo pangs forward. You know it's from town. It's from the direction of town. You have no idea what it could be, but the last time something akin to this occurred, there was a fireball that had erected from the palm of Temerity, thus ending the life of Zokar and claiming his tavern.
Maybe we're in the right place at the right time.
What do you reckon that was?
I don't know. Had a natural sound to it. I look up in the sky. Is there any indication of rain or like clouds or anything? What's the weather looking like today?
It's almost constantly been a slight drizzle, right?
Okay.
This place has not quite stopped raining, though. The thunder, the flash of lightning and the rolling of thunder has been a bit sparse. You've got no reason to believe it was necessarily that. This was unnatural. The flash and the rolling sound was instantaneous. It was just snap right at the same time. It was upon you is what it felt like. But you know for certain that it was behind in the town.
I don't know. Might have just been lightning. Can get loud like that sometimes.
Well, we best hurry then, just in case.
Sure. Rye starts looking over the building. Can I make like an architectural? You're gonna show me where you saw the rat?
Yeah. It's I'm gonna say Torvin basically hobbled up the side of this very like loosely put together stone wall, and crawled up into the tower.
Correct.
And that's where he heard skittering kind of, and some bones and skittering kind of around the back part.
He points up to the decayed mortar wall, where it once stood erected for a number of years, but before some events with the earth happened, this is where we see that the wall has been decayed, it has been brought down in several spots, and the mortar has moved into a falling array of stones. And he points upward to an observation tower. It's a bit of an old stone tower. Its wooden roof collapsed, and crumbling walls thick with ivy extend further 10 feet above the 20-foot-high wall in this space.
Let me show you something I've picked up hunting rats for several years. Rats, and he's like saying this as he's kind of looking over the building. Rats, it seems like, doesn't matter how big they get, they're still just as stupid. They're creatures just like anything else. They adhere to the same rules. A lot of people don't know this, but you can smoke a rat out pretty easy. I'm gonna roll engineering or dungeoneering, whatever you prefer, to see if I can set up sort of just like what I want to do is I want to smoke the rat out and set up like a smoke trap. I want to try to find like an exit, like a singular exit.
Okay.
And I want to see if I can create some sort of smoke at the bottom of the tower, maybe to go up through the tower to kind of like smoke it out.
Okay.
I don't know if it's designed that way, but I am going to look it over and see if I can.
It isn't designed that way. The wall itself is designed to keep people out, so it wouldn't really make much in the way of sense if there was a means to climb up to the center of this tower, this observation tower. Once you scale the wall, that is where you can see that the tower has a singular opening and just a handful of windows, but the windows themselves are just like portholes, so they can be viewed through. They're not very large. It doesn't make sense defensively to create large portholes for like arrows or akin to kind of blanch through. But in this case, yeah, you are capable of seeing that there is what looks to be a singular entrance and exit.
Okay. I just start getting a little kindling around. I've got my flint.
Okay.
So what I'm gonna try to do is let me check my bag real quick.
Okay.
Who's got the blasting caps? Probably.
I thought it was either you or Torvin.
It's not in my bag.
What are the?
I didn't.
What are they called?
Mark it down. Like blasting charges or
Yeah, something like that. It's like
caps?
mining charge.
Oh, I don't see them on our list in the.
I remember
papers.
us having them.
You guys
though.
did buy them.
So they must be in someone else's someone's sheet.
Believe
I
it
don't
or
think
not,
I added it to mine.
Not on
mint.
mine.
Well, isn't you've got all the artifacts in your backpack, don't you?
Not on me. You had the backpack last. I left it in your
Yeah,
care
but it
because it
was
was doing
yours.
some weird. Yeah.
Because then I would have had all your bits in with my backpack and all my stuff. So if it was with us, it'd be in that backpack.
Sure. Then it's Torvin just got most of that stuff then at the moment.
Okay.
As Rye is like putting some kindling, finding some stuff to kind of lie and keep, get like a good smoke going. Mostly like, like dead weeds and stuff like, like something to really get some smoke going.
Yeah.
He's just kind of talking to, normally when I do this, I look for mint. Mint actually creates a lot of smoke. Really fucks with them. In case you ever want to keep a little on you. Rats don't like mint, especially when it's burning. I'm just kind of give him little tips as I'm like setting it up and everything. How long will it take me to kind of...
It shouldn't take long.
Yeah. Okay. I start like trying to strike this
have
thing.
my hammer ready then. My shield and my hammer.
Yeah, once I light this, we're gonna see if we can smoke him out. There might be enough room in there where he's not affected, but if he is, he'll come shooting out of here. So get that hammer ready.
I'm gonna like be in front of, blocking the entrance, or as close as I can without the fire.
Okay. Then I'm gonna need a few rolls from you guys. If you wish to be up there nearest the mouth of this door,
we have to.
I'm gonna need some climbs. And
right. We still got to climb.
If you want to do this carefully, I'm gonna need you to do it quietly. So not only will I need a climb, but I need you to do it with stealth. Now
I have a grappling hook that I will use. Will that help me with my?
It can. You'll give me. Let's go ahead and. Oh boy. What would you like to hook it to? Are you gonna try to go against the wall itself? Because like the only thing you can really visibly see up here that may hook is nearest the mouth or the entrance of the observation tower itself. You can try to hook over the wall where the crenellation is.
Yeah, I'll just throw it over the wall a few times. It's a grappling hook. You got to kind of feel it out. So I'll just throw it over where I think is the best place first. And if it doesn't take there, I'll,
Okay.
reconsider. What do you want me to roll for that?
I mean, just declaratively that you wish to use it. Just make like an attack, like you're throwing. So it's going to be strength plus your base attack bonus. Basically, just roll a punch.
Okay. Oh well, my unarmed punch might be a little different from others, but
that's fine.
Looks like about 16.
Okay, Eli, how about you? Are you also similarly using a grappling hook?
Yeah, if I can say that I brought it. I didn't announce before we left.
I just assumed at this point that you probably have the equivalent of that on your belt side, like at quick grasp. Just makes sense for your character.
Utility belt.
Okay, so you want me to do a base
Remember,
attack plus my
Oz
strength?
gave you that grappling hook.
Yeah, grab your
Plus
2.0.
my base.
Yeah.
There's my strength.
Cool, that's perfect.
And my base is a 4.
You nailed it. With some ease, you're able to kind of like swing it just enough, and you flinch it up over the wall itself, and it seems to hook tightly. So both of you are able to kind of like give it a test. You don't think that your ropes are going to break. It feels very taut as far as you can tell.
Is he in armor?
Wall.
Is he in armor? Yes, he is. He's
I'm in armor.
He does not have his backpack, but he is armed to the teeth.
Man, you're gonna make that climb and all that. Might want to let me go up first. Maybe I can give you a hand once you make it up a little bit. I know you're strong, but I don't know how strong.
Yeah, sure. I can help you up then too.
Yeah, give me a little boost. I should be good to go the rest of the way. I'm a pretty good climber.
All right, so then I'll need a climb check from Rye, and I'll need a stealth as well.
Awesome. Here's the climb, which I'm gonna. Do we have rerolls?
We have one reroll.
Okay, I'm gonna have a reroll. Or sometimes I don't know if I clicked it and it's lagging or. Okay,
I'm gonna chat. You help us kill these rats.
That's really good. That's really good. 22 is significantly better. Okay, now give me a stealth.
Yeah, sure.
Wow, very good. Very good.
It.
Okay. Now you're going to be moving
want to roll mine.
You're going to be moving at half speed, but that's fine. It's not a problem. If you're trying to move so stealthily, you're carrying up the implements for you to kind of smoke them out. Let's see what we get from Eli.
Okay, so climb. Ooh, I'm going to roll that.
A negative
Oh,
fail.
shit, man.
Wow. It's like
Wow.
an
The
ultra
last time.
fail.
Okay,
And that's so much better.
Okay.
That's so
Yeah.
much better.
Yeah, it's not negative, so we're getting there.
Yeah, and a stealth.
All right, chat. Pay you back, chat. If I fail this, I have a -7 for stealth. That's really good for me.
That's no, you're not going to be getting a lot better, to be honest. That's pretty good for Eli, all things considered.
I'm a robot. I'm Clank.
Okay, I'm going to give it an opportunity to kind of hear.
Yeah, bring it, little bitch rat.
When I get up to the top, I'm going to turn around and, reach my arm down, seeing him kind of struggling and making noise a little bit. So, like, I'm trying to aid him in his climb, if that's okay. Or at least towards the top of it. I don't know how you would want to.
I hope it's not a ghost rat, man.
Ghost rat? No.
No.
Oh, come on,
I
man.
mean, if it's a ghost rat, I still have the sword,
Well, yeah, there you go.
Okay, that's fine.
Seems good.
Okay. So you're behind at this point, Eli. You're pushing Rye upward. You're kind of giving him the boost, helping him out along his path. How this looks is, Rye, you're pretty confident that you are going unheard. There's a few steps where you'll kind of come down, and your weight will cause some of the mortar, the rocks to shift, and it'll send a few stones tumbling down. But with I would say half of Eli's steps at this point, just the sheer weight of his person, with his equipment, even not having the backpack, just what he has on him, it is enough to shift and dishevel multiple stones. Mortar comes shifting. He's holding his breath. He's doing the best that he can, but this is not an area of expertise for him. Do you stop and say something to him? What do you do? This is an area where you're a bit better at sneaking. You're lighter on your feet.
I mean, I don't really say anything because, I mean, as far as I know about rats, the more noise you make, the more they scatter.
Yeah.
Like, they're not like usually aggressive. Even the bigger ones are only aggressive if they need to be. They'd rather skitter off and hide or look for food or whatever. So I'm less worried about stealth. So, and plus he's in his armor.
Yeah.
Like we already talked about it. Like, I know he's going to be a little loud. So no, I don't give him any shit. I just try to help. I'm actually sort of impressed he's making his way up in a whole fucking suit of armor, to be honest.
Same.
So the two of you managed to net up about 10 feet, and after one of the larger stones seemed to shift just under your weight, Rye, that's when you can start hearing the clicking, this chittering sound coming from above. You hear it in the area of the observation tower, and it's not silent. It's a cursory warning.
Does he sound, like sometimes when you're listening to animals, you can tell how big they are because their sound. Does he sound big?
Well, this is the problem.
Is he making like guttural, like, is it like deep? Is it,
It's hard to discern the sheer size when you're comparing it to the multiple sounds.
Oh, multiple sounds. Okay.
Yes.
Figured it was the nest.
We need to get you up here. Something's on its way. We might have landed on a nest of some kind. I'm saying this to him as I'm like reaching down, like kind of waiting for him or helping him up,
Are you still stealthing?
Me?
Both of you.
I feel like I can't be helping him up.
If they've already heard me.
You're not entirely sure. You can definitely hear the chittering, but
I'm not as worried about being stealth,
Yeah.
Like, I'm happy to be
Okay.
quiet, but
Sure.
like, yeah.
Then I will need another climb check from both of you.
Sure.
The problem is when you stealth, it cuts your movement by half.
Gotcha. Okay.
See ya.
Eli, can I get a reflex from you?
good at that either. Okay.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
It's not bad.
Okay, I will need a reflex from Rye. Okay, all right. So
We're in sync.
this is what happens here. All right, you both have your grappling hooks lobbed over the far wall itself. Now you have to bear in mind that this crenellated wall itself is a part of the decaying and destructed structure that you're attempting to climb up. With your combined weights, you are essentially pulling on this wall to give you a guide, and your combined weights is just too much. You start to lose your footing. Eli has a climb of 0, Rye has a climb of 18. Rye manages to stabilize. Eli, you start to sort of tumble, but you grasp quickly onto your rope, and as you pull, your stumbling weight, as you begin to stabilize, pulls on that wall and brings the crenellated wall over. Both of you will lose your rope. You can collect this at another point, but with this toppling noise, as it starts bringing the wall down over the top, and just to the side where you're at, your silence has been completely, absolutely nullified. It's gone. If there was ever an opportunity for anyone in the immediate vicinity to determine that you were there, they know. And the chittering amplifies thrice-fold. And some of them have much depth of sound, like a baritone squall. Some of them are much higher, but you notice now that the tremor of noise amplifies into the dozens.
What are we looking at? Are we hurt by this?
You're not hurt. You're not hurt. You are kind of like standing still. It's like you feel the wall kind of give a little, and you kind of you hunch down, you bring your arms up to stabilize yourselves, and you're just holding yourselves on the wall. You're probably 7 feet away from the very top of the wall itself, which is about another 5 feet away from the observation tower. And you can hear this cacophony of rat squeals and chittering coming from inside of this 10 by 10.
Are the grappling hooks okay?
As far as they can tell, yes. The only immediately discernible information is that you guys can see the ropes. The grappling hooks have been buried under some of the stone.
I'm having a hard time visualizing this. So are we on the ground or are we still on the wall?
You're still on the wall.
On the wall.
You're most of the way up the wall at this point.
But a bunch of the rocks fell off.
Yes.
How does Eli look to Rye?
I look like I want to kill some fucking rats. I'm climbing a wall in full armor. Like I'm out of my fucking mind right now.
Let me roll. I'm gonna roll knowledge engineering to see if I think this fucking wall's gonna fall the rest of the way on us.
I will push this wall over and climb over it.
Right. You are certain that with your combined weights, you just brought down like the half of the crenellation itself. If you were able to levy yourselves in just a solid spot, you could probably bring down some of the remaining wall, but you would have to utilize, at the very least, some of the blasting caps.
All right, I look over at Eli. Up or down? We're gonna go up. We're gonna keep going up, or we're gonna try to get down. What do you think you can do?
Should have dropped my armor.
Yeah, probably. Though it sounds like you may need it here in a bit.
Yeah, that does sound like a lot of rats. Maybe we should have grabbed one more person. I thought you were the only one batshit crazy enough to come with me.
We could always scale down. Come back with help. I'm happy to fight rats. It's a good time, honestly. It sounds like a lot of them, and I'm not so sure about this wall.
As you're having this discussion, there's this scraping noise, and this almost like squelch, this as you see something kind of kick out the door. And when you look, it's a human femur that gets flung out the door itself.
human femur?
Yeah.
Like they're throwing it at us like these fucking animals?
I mean, it's out the door. The door technically is not like angled at you, just enough so that it was where the wall was at. So since there's no longer a wall, it's like a threat basically. Like step into my domain, you gonna catch some hands, some rat hands.
Yeah. Master Eli, I think the rats are taunting us.
Smug bastards.
I say we fucking kill them.
Let's go.
All right, we're going for it. We're gonna climb up to the top.
Are you climbing it, or are you just trying to run it? With this taunt, I'm curious to know. I feel like Eli would probably like gun it up the rest of the wall.
I mean, I'm stoic in my decision to fight this thing now. So now that Eli's response gave me confidence, so I'm.
This is where we die.
I'm heading to the top. So whatever that looks like, I want to get a stable ground. So I can face this.
I want to know what does Eli do?
I'm gonna hold my shield up and let Rye put his feet up on my shield, and then I'm gonna launch him up as high as I can.
Okay, all right. That's fine. I'll need a strength check from you. I'll need a acrobatics from Rye, and then I will need a reflex from Eli.
I'm gonna need some rerolls. Is what I'm gonna
Check
need.
gonna have to come through, man.
Oh my god.
Acrobatics looks good. Set it at a decently low DC. So there's.
I don't think my strength is good though.
Until it comes through, we gotta run with it. So let's see your reflex. Okay, that's you are. I mean, it's convinced it's gonna get. You broke 10, which is worth that is worth noting and having. The sound of the squealing and the chittering is not quite stopped as you kind of place your shield up. You brace yourself. And you note down, Adab, thank you so much, my guy. 5 more and unlocks a second reroll. Rye, you can see the notation at this point. He's offering you a leg up on the situation. You take advantage of it. You place one leg up, and then as you secondarily throw your other leg up, you bound off. And as you leap up over the rest of the wall, you are just in front of the door. On the other hand, this is where we see Eli start to lose some of his balance. Your strength was enough, you held through, but the combined weight caused you to start to shift as you start sliding down the hill. You do your best to stabilize, and it's just enough to keep you on your foot. Rye, as you leapt up, and you can hear the sound of the stones starting to roll down the back. You hear that squelching, that chitter come to a halt before you hear a... And there's one loud snap, almost like the sound of a bone breaking. And where you were expecting many, a singular rat bounds out of the door, leaping to catch you in the chest. I need to know your combat maneuver defense.
CMD is 22.
Okay, all right. I also will need your AC.
Sure. AC is...
You're gonna be drinking some more potions tonight, baby.
17.
17. Okay, that's really good. You might be in a really good position here. So let's see what we got.
I seem to be having some internet weirdness.
Yeah, it looks a little spotty.
Yeah, so
your voice sounds fine though.
Yeah, I don't know what's
camera's
going on.
just a little
It
weird.
just popped up and said my internet connection was a little spotty on here. I don't know which one.
Ooh, yes. You said your AC was 17?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Perfect. I will need a reflex from you.
Sure. Oop, my bad. Reflex.
Oh no.
Oh, you sad dice.
Your new pink baby flesh.
I'm putting $5 on the rats. All right.
Real quick though.
Okay, answer.
I want to make sure. Shit. Okay, I'll have to look. So you go ahead.
Sure.
I feel like I get some sort of bonus for grappling or against grapples, but I can't remember what it was, so I'll look into it.
Generally, I'm going to give you the obsequence, the controller of the roll in those situations. Unless I like blow the roll out of the water, it's probably not going to be happening.
Yeah.
The moment that you land and you hear the sound of the rock shifting as you glance back over, he seems to stabilize, but when you turn back, you hear that growl, that cracking noise, and then a rat that looks a lot less like a rat, looks a lot more like a Rottweiler with a long snout, gaunt in its waist, and a long, unhaired tail that is bound up behind it. It leaps out, catching you in the chest. You are unstable in your guise. It lands a bite. I'm going to need a fortitude save from you.
Sure.
You're going to take 4 points of lethal damage. And then, because it's hit you, you failed your reflex. It carries you off the 20-foot wall to the stone below. It literally,
really?
it basically terry-tates you off the wall.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Hey, just throw him off the house in the sand.
And you won't give me any opportunity to like
Have fun, Rye.
catch
See ya.
myself or-
I'll let the others know.
That was your reflex. Your reflex was to stop yourself. He's not grappled you. He's just kind of like, he's going down with you as well. Very good. Very good. That's perfect. The bite, when it opens its mouth at this point, you hear that snapping noise as kind of clenches down. It breaks into the armor and it seems to bite just into the upper part of like near the clavicle, right around the neck. And the bile-like odor from its maw is just enough to send like a wave of fatigue over a normal person and vomiting nausea over a lesser individual for sure. But you're able to resist this. Now what Eli sees is a little different. Eli, you see him topple down as he's brought 20 feet back down. But what you hear isn't that plodding of a heavy-footed creature. You hear the scratching noises of what feels like dozens, if not 100 or more, as a roving wave, a rat swarm, moves like a blackened wave across the top and down in your direction. It's going to take their entire movement action to get to you and maintain its position. Back to the top line of action. Rye. What do you do?
I don't let that big rat go.
You don't let it go?
If it bites into me and it tries to like disengage, I'm like grabbing, like, no, you're not going anywhere. I'm all but like holding it there. Even if it's like gnawing on my arm, yeah. I'm like, I want to grab it.
Give me a counter grapple at this case. It's not really grappled you as much as it just sort of speared you off the wall. So give me let's go ahead and give me a grapple on this.
Sure. And you said that was 4 points of damage last time.
Correct.
Sure
4 points.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you need my CMB then.
Yeah.
Oh, everything's running like super slow right now. 27.
That's gross. That's gross. With ease, it's got a hold of you. You kind of wrap an arm over its head and another up under its arm and back to like almost go into a clutch, and you've got this thing. You feel its tooth just sunk into your neck, and you're just holding it in place. It's fighting against you with everything that it has. What do you do?
I'm going to, say, you ugly son of a bitch. You're not going anywhere. And I want to try to I want to get the grapple in my favor. So I want to try to roll it over. Is this this is not a regular rat, right? This is
probably the largest dire rat you've ever seen.
Okay, gotcha. All right. I want to try to roll it over onto its back. Something. I want to get an advantage on it.
Okay.
Positionally.
You've got it. You've got it. There isn't even really a roll for this.
I imagine I'm on the ground. It's biting. I grab it.
Yeah, and you just roll with it.
Yeah.
You throw its weight right over on top of it. You're using kind of like a counterbalance, and you move to the point where you're just on top. It almost looks like it is like an MMA hold, right? You've got this thing pinned down, but you can tell. I mean, it's got advantage in a lot of these situations with its four limbs that are capable of maneuvering. It may try to break out, but it can't just yet. You roll to get the upper hand. It's going to have to break your grapple. Your CMD is still quite high. So, it moves to their turn. Okay. Wait a minute. Did we... Eli, what did you do? Hold on. I feel like did we skip right over you?
You made rat. You said rats were coming towards
Yeah,
me.
yeah. So Eli, what's happening with you right now?
If I see rats coming towards me, I'm gonna start trying to hammer them.
Dozens.
I don't know if they're I don't know if they're there to me yet, but I'm gonna hold on to the wall with one arm and grab my hammer and start trying to beat as many dead as I possibly can frantically.
Go for it. Go for it. Remember, your footing is not stable.
Okay. What do you want, Warhammer?
Yes, please.
Ooh. Okay.
You strike, and it's bizarre. It's because they're moving like a wave. You're certain you're going to hit a few of them. But as you bring your hammer down over this mass, you manage to shatter several stone. It seems to split, but you're certain where your hammer was brought down. You smashed a few of them, but none of them lie dead. None of them lie dead. That's when you start to feel the mound around you begin to shift. Give me a reflex.
By the way, Bub.
Yes.
I've got Tough Guy at 3rd level, so unarmed fighter gains damage reduction equal to half his fighter level against. Oh, it's against non-lethal damage.
Correct.
Oh, non-lethal damage or damage taken while he is grappled.
While he is grappled, that is correct.
So that 4 damage, was that from falling or was that from the bite?
That was from the bite.
Okay, so would it have been?
It wouldn't have been
dropped by
reduced.
1 then?
It wouldn't have been reduced at all. That was because he didn't technically land a grapple on you. It's just
Gotcha.
it's just a flat lethal bite.
Okay, all right, cool. But we
Eli,
are grappled now.
correct. Eli,
Gotcha.
you feel your weight starting to get the best of you in the situation with the stones kind of. You're not far up, right? Like you're probably 12, 15 feet above the ground itself. You know, if you tumble, you're not going to tumble far. But you feel the stones around you starting to give around your feet. And we still have no luck reroll additional. We've got the 5 that came in from Adept, but nothing else. Chat, you remember how to do it? Just luck rolls come at gifted subs. You guys can still do that if you'd like. We're 5 away. You start to tumble back. You feel your weight as you come down with that swing, and as you stand back up, the rocks are giving, and you start to tumble backward, almost falling to the rear. My turn. Okay.
So, question.
What's up? What you got?
You didn't make me tell you which spell I prepared for the day.
I didn't. That is correct.
Okay.
So by the laws of D&D, you get to just pick whatever you want now.
I mean, he's got it written down. He's certainly got it written down. So I know that he's not just gonna make it up as he goes.
I mean, I knew we were killing rats today, but
All right. You do have improved grapple, correct?
Hold on, let me double check here.
I would assume that you have improved grapple.
I don't want to just throw out a yes before I check the sheets. I feel like I just get that, but I'm gonna reread and make sure.
I don't know if I'm even capable of breaking your CMD. Like a CMB bonus is not great.
Yeah, I feel like we've been doing this a while, but I feel like I looked it up at one point. I was like, oh, I don't need that, you know?
Yeah, you've got him pinned right now.
Yeah, I don't think I have improved grapple.
Okay.
No, I do feel like no, I guess I don't have it, so that's fine.
What is your CMB? You said it's a 20. What is your combat maneuver bonus?
Combat maneuver bonus is oh my god, why can I not fucking find this thing now?
I should.
Oh, 9.
9? Okay, that's not horrible. So I just have to roll, and if I wanted to escape, because you don't have improved, I have to roll an escape artist or a combat maneuver bonus greater than 10 plus your modifier.
Yeah, my CMB is 9 and my CMD is 22.
Okay, I mean, it's possible. Yeah, here we go. So 20 plus. Oh my fucking god, it's even or odd in your favor. Your call.
Odd? How's it get a plus 10? What the fuck?
It gets a flat plus 10 to any dex-based checks.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they're I mean, rats. Who knew? You said even?
Yes.
Even. You managed to succeed. He is incapable of breaking your grapple.
Cool.
But because like it's there in that spot and he's basically like flailing around, you have a hold of his head, it's just gonna render damage. You're just flat taking damage for every round. Now you can do basically the same. It's 2 points. 2 points of damage. You are still like feeling this nastiness kind of seethe in this wound, right? Its teeth are sunk deep enough. You know that it's gonna leave a mark, and it's just that. So take 2 points. 2 points. But because you're a tough guy and the grapple is landed, it's only a single point that you take from that.
Yeah.
Right.
Just for your own education, I have harsh training as well. So if that bite includes anything that fatigues me or exhausts me, staggers me, or gives me temporary penalties to ability scores, I get a +1 bonus in saving throws against it. So
That's good news.
yeah.
I need to know what... Eli, what is your AC?
My AC is 16.
Okay. As you start to fall, your body kind of rolling backwards, you see them actually begin to mount up, and they start to scale your body. The swarm is enveloping the exact same square that you were a part of. And they start to move up your legs. They're moving up your girth and girdle and around your waist. They are incapable of biting you, however. You can feel them kind of moving up, the clawing on bits of the opening in your armor, but they're incapable of landing any of their bite attacks. You can feel their feet rapidly move up and around you. It will be moments before they cover you with the swarm. Top of the initiative round. Rye.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to break his jaw.
Wow. Called shot. Okay. Are you doing it? How are you doing
grappled. He's already kind of, I'm on top of him. He's right here. I literally just want to move up and grab his snout and,
Oh boy.
separate.
Okay. So that's going to be a hellish strength check, but I believe that you can do it. I'm going to set the DC in this situation greater than his remaining hit points at 10. Okay, your DC is a 19.
Really? Okay.
Your DC is a 19. If you're just... Is it just trying to break the jaw, or is there more intention here?
No, I'm trying to break his jaw.
You're just trying to shatter the jaw. Okay.
Yeah. I want to take that weapon away from him. Shit, okay, we don't have rerolls, right? So-
No rerolls. No rerolls.
Okay.
You manage to flinch your fingers around the upper side of the jaw, and you hold on to that bottom side that's still kind of like that biting and intensely so into your armor, and you've got a hold of him, but you've not managed to remove your grapple. Now, because you have him pinned, you are still allowed to take an aggressive action if you wanted to. Like you basically get to like free punch him.
Yeah. Okay, let me ask you a question. What about Dragon Stance? I don't see on the Dragon Stance page of it saying that I need to be in any sort of state in order to enter Dragon Stance, but I don't know how that would work or how you want to be in that.
Let me see if I can find Dragon Stance on this.
Or Dragon Style.
Dragon Style, that changes things a bit. Dragon Style,
Yeah.
combat.
So, let me go to my...
So, Dragon Style Combat is a combat feat. Essentially, when you use this feat, you get a +2 bonus on saving throws against sleep effects, paralysis effects, and stunning effects. You ignore difficult terrain when you charge, run, or withdraw, and you can also charge through squares that contain allies. Furthermore, you can add 1.5 times your strength bonus on damage rolls for your first unarmed strike on a given round. So
That's the one.
declaratively, yeah, you can do that. If you wanted to do that, you still should. There's nothing about like you don't have to go into a particular stance. It's just a declarative notion. It will be your first strike in the turn. So make your attack.
Sure. I'm also gonna do power attack.
Okay.
So, whatever that is, minus. I think power attack is what, -2? You making a.
It's gonna be enough.
Yeah. So 18, and then I'll get a +2 bonus on melee rolls.
Correct. So with your dragon stance, it's gonna be 1.5 times your strength. Your strength modifier is a +0.
Strength modifier is 5.
Your modifier is 5. Okay, so it's gonna be 5, 6, 7, plus what you rolled, which is a 3, so 10, 12. It's 12 points of damage.
Ow.
Cool.
You absolutely ruined this thing. Describe it by all means, please. This you managed to kill it with your singular attack. So
Oh, I killed it?
you killed it.
Yes.
Oh shit. Oh wow. Okay. So it jumped on me, you know, I rolled it over. I tried to kind of move its, you know, kind of break its jaw. I couldn't quite get it off. So I just kind of looked to the side of its neck, and I kind of pulled it to the side and kind of exposed the side of its neck, and I just punched, just bam, just about as hard as I could right in that area, hoping I would do something to sort of like paralyze it or damage it.
You got it. You managed to do so. It immediately, like once you strike, there is that rumble. You feel like it's death rattle, and then you notice that you've left an imprint in this creature. It stops moving. This almost hound-esque like dire rat immediately like falls limp. There's a minor shake in its clawed paw, and then it just lies there.
Fucking ugly bastard. And I
Eli.
kind of like shake him off. I look over to Eli.
When you glance over to Eli, Eli is actually in the midst of falling. Eli, what do you do?
If I'm getting covered in rats and I can't hammer them, then I'm going to jump on the ground and start rolling around.
Okay, give me
Trying to squish them.
Okay, is this more of a like? Would you say this is like a panic point?
It's more like from his positioning, he can't deal with them effectively. So
Can I
he
get a
would jump down?
Can I get a will save from
panic.
you? I'd like a will save out of you if I can. I know this is kind of a strong. You should be fine here. I'm gonna say 50-50 in your favor. It's just close enough. What do you think? Even or odd?
Even.
Even? Perfect. Even. So you will give me a reflex.
Okay.
Okay, that's not going to be great enough, all things considered. You essentially try to make a leap out, but you are unable to get the proper footing. So essentially, as you try to leap out, your weight immediately cycles down. You go into a shoulder forward roll, and you just kind of tumble down the remaining like 12 feet of this mortar hill. But each of the way down, despite like the little bumps, the bruises that you're going to get from it, the minor like the subdual damage that you take, you're certain that your initial body weight is going to crush multiple of these creatures. So go ahead and roll a d6 if you can, please.
So he's falling off the wall.
Yeah. You're going to deal 1 point of lethal damage to them, and you're going to take 1 point of non-lethal damage. This is superficial stuff. Superficial stuff. But yes, you basically leap out, you roll, and you met the floor. So the earth isn't going to give out beneath you, but this is essentially what has occurred. They're around. We're going to try to take an attack. What is your flat foot?
Flat foot 16.
Okay. Fuck, I can't. You know what? I'm going to try. I'm going to use my luck reroll here. Oh, even or odd in my favor. I'm going to say odd. Rolled a lot of evens. Son of a bitch. Okay, not striking you today. It's not happening. Okay. Top of the initiative, Rye. You just witnessed this. He's leapt out to try to get away from these things. Many of them have fallen off, but just as many have continued down this slope. There's probably maybe 50, 60 rats moving in this swarm, this darkened wave as they move up over the top of him. He's still rolling. He's attempting to get to his feet. Some of them lie dead in the heap of the stone where he had just leapt off. What do you do?
Haha, good luck. And I run off.
Oh my God.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm joking. I am still I'm looking back at the dire rat because I'm not sure what I did to it. It looks dead, but I don't know. I almost don't trust it. But I'm like looking back and forth. When I see him hit the ground, I go into my bag real fast and I grab a torch and I try getting the torch started.
Okay, sure. So you don't have quick draw.
I'll spend like a turn if I have to.
Yeah, it's going to take a turn for you to reach into your bag, grab a flint and tinder and a torch that's ready. At the top of the round, we'll say that you have just struck this so that you'll have a full round's worth.
Sure. Okay. So I light a torch basically.
Okay, perfect. That's great. So then we'll pass this over to Eli. Eli, what do you do?
I'm gonna use my shield
Sure.
to try to beat them because it's got a larger area. I can hit more with that logically in my head, I'm thinking.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna try to bash a bunch of rats with my shield, I guess.
All right, so that's going to be a d20 plus your strength bonus plus your base attack bonus.
I've got a weapon bar for my shield.
Okay, then go
I
ahead.
don't
Yeah,
know.
that's
Is
perfect.
that accurate?
That's good. That's good. Yeah, so that's. I need to note that down. We're getting somewhere. That's what I like seeing.
Squish.
You do.
Rats.
You manage to kind of bring your shield down. You hear this whack as you squish down multiple of them. You get that wet, like almost moist spurt of multiple rats dying. This scream and hiss as multiple of them continue to move, swarming over the top of you. You feel a few of them landing a few bites in places, but nothing that seems to have quite broke the skin. It makes you feel dirty, and it makes you very, very angry.
I hate it so much.
They're gonna make
the worst and best idea.
They're gonna make their attack. Mother of God. I can't do it. Rye, it is your turn.
Okay, so I'm gonna run up to Eli, who I assume is still on the ground, covered in rats.
He is.
I don't know how you want this to be expressed. So I'm basically going to, try to like wave them away with the flame. Not close enough, obviously, to burn him, but enough to, I'm trying to scare them off instead of kill them.
Sure, I get you. Okay, you move up, and as you maneuver the torch back and forth to them, this no response, none whatsoever. They have no reaction to this at all.
Oh, really?
Correct.
Okay, what would you say would be my remaining turn? Would that have been a full action, or?
I mean, you could take like a partial defense if you had an interest. I'm just assuming that you weren't very far, right? Like you were like 15 feet. So you probably got seconds at best. If you needed to take an attack, I would be okay with you taking an attack.
I'm like, as I'm doing that, I would like to just kind of stomp around outside of where Eli is.
Sure. Okay. Then go ahead and give me an attack.
Or where Eli is.
You can tell that the largest amount of them are on his person. If you were 10, 15 feet away and you didn't know, you would not guess that this was Eli.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna step in a way that doesn't hurt him, but I'm trying to kill as many rats as possible. So
sure.
Kind of just on the outline of his body. You want me to roll it unarmed?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure.
Okay, it's gonna be a miss.
Really?
That's a miss. Yeah. You stomp in a few spaces, and as your foot comes down, you don't feel that connection of bone breaking or the warmth and the squish, short of just the soil and some of the stones that you seem to be stepping nearest.
Well, that sucks. I'm done.
Eli.
I'm gonna keep slapping him with my shield.
Do you try standing up at all?
No.
Okay.
No.
Sure.
I'm
60
using my
attacks of
full body.
opportunity.
I'm covered in metal and they're little rats. I'm trying to just
I got you. Makes sense.
destroy them. Whew.
That's really good.
20.
That's really, really good.
Bring down the hammer of God on them.
I rolled a 20.
You slam your shield down with multiple bashes, and every time you're as each of them kind of like let out that squeal, the death rattle, and you're definitely like minimizing some of their numbers, but as far as you can tell, you're not sure if you're going to feel clean enough. They're still moving. Dozens. Feels like hundreds. For each one, there's 4 legs, and there's probably, to Rye's vision, probably every bit of 40 or 50 of them. So, it is their turn. We're gonna try
this
again.
is one of those like flashback scenes where Rye is a kid in a doll, and he's just like stepping on rats, and he's just like laughing. Except now it's Eli's with him as a kid, also crushing rats. He's like, I think I found my new best friend.
Yeah. Rye. You can
Yes.
hear no cries, no shouts from Eli whatsoever. You can tell he's frustrated because every few moments you hear that like, "Reed, Reed," as multiple rats just get crushed under the pressure of his arm. What do you do? Do it. I don't know what it is, but do it.
I want to drop my torch, and I want to jump into the air, and I want to spread my body as far as I can, and I want to try to crush as many rats between our bodies as possible.
Are you gonna frog splash him?
Yes, I'm going to. I'm like Eddie Guerrero.
Oh
all
my
right?
God.
Like I'm 100%.
I grab all the
froggy
rats.
splashing.
All of them.
You know what? I'll give you your normal attack for this. It's gonna take your
Oh,
entire
yeah?
round. Yeah,
It's an unarmed attack.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to you. Like that's a great thing about
Yeah.
it. Like when you take unarmed attack and as a backyard brawler, essentially you're a back alley brawler, you are capable of doing that. Like monks are even way worse. You can like swing your ass at someone and kill them. Monks are fucking horrible to deal with.
Yeah, I'm using
Rye's
my
just gonna hit him with
body
the
as a
RBD. He's all
weapon.
RBD. Just fucking jumps.
Yeah, so I'm hoping your armor will keep you from feeling the impact of this.
You can always heal.
Wow, dude, that is unlucky. That is unlucky. That
Are you fucking kidding me right now?
You know what? You didn't miss the target. You just missed their armor class. It is not enough to do damage to the swarm. However, Eli, you feel the pressure and the weight of Rye as he basically frog splashes on top of your body. I'll need a strength check because you're already kind of like, you've got an arm up. You're basically using like your elbow and your forearm to kind of keep you up so that you can keep slamming this down. You do somehow manage to stay in that position. Perhaps it's the table leg stance that you've currently maintained, but you can definitely feel Rye bringing down the house just over the top of you from a frog splash. This is definitely the most bizarre combat I've seen in a while. Eli, it is your turn.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Shield. 13.
No, oh, close. So very close, but not enough. At this point, you two are both occupied. This is the weirdest situation, okay? It's 2 grown-ass men in a cuddle puddle with about 60 rats. And I'm gonna split. I'm gonna split the damage since you're occupying the same square. So it's gonna be reverse attacks here. So on Eli and then on Rye. Rye, I need to know your oh my God, the word is
my AC, but flat-footed.
Flat-footed,
it would
thank you.
be 14.
14, so 16, 14. So 16 first. Not doing it. 14.
They don't even have
Oh my
any
God! I
pluses.
finally got one. Fucking finally got one. Oh. All right. What am I? I don't even know what I'm doing. I forgot what I'm supposed to roll.
Probably
Yes.
nothing.
Yes. It's Oh, it's max damage too. 6. Take 6 points of lethal damage as the rat swarm starts pouring bites over your body. I will need a fortitude save from you.
Sure. And that would be at +1, right?
Correct.
Sure, I got my HP math done. Fortitude. Or not. Okay, there it is.
Good lord. Yeah, perfect. You're stolid. There's no issues there whatsoever. Rye, top of the initiative.
I want to use my move action to get back on my feet,
Okay.
and I want to do it again.
What the fuck? Okay. Go
I want to
for
get
it.
up, and I want to froggy splash again.
You got it. Go for it.
Sure.
Do it.
Fucked up, dude. Oh no! Oh my God!
This is
27.
the great rat hunter. Remember that.
Okay. Herein lies part of the problem. You're not really too aware of this because you had just done this and it had 0 effect. But in this case, Eli, you will take 6 bludgeoning damage as the frog splash to your back erupts through this. And the rats, you hear many of them scream from behind. Multiple die, probably upwards of 10 between your body and Rise, coming into sweet karmic retribution for this swarm. It is messy, to say the least. But you take 6 points of lethal damage from him bringing down the house. Eli, it is your turn. I will need a strength.
Okay. Strength.
Oh no!
You're good.
You have
You're good.
bits of rat in every piece of armor.
Oh, yeah.
Junction.
Oh yeah. You know, if you go back,
We're gonna come back looking like a rat
Every-
sandwich right now.
Oz is gonna have so much to cook with if you come back.
Each scale.
What's
Oh.
that? Oh, what's that GIF of Charlie Day from It's Always Sunny, where he's got the baseball bat? And he's like, I just killed so many.
So
he's
if
like looking like his PTSD and stuff.
Oh my god.
If I use a spell, that's my whole action, right?
I mean, it's not your entire. It just depends, right? It depends on what it is. Is it a standard action? Is it a hastened action? Depends on the spell. What spell is
so the one I'm going to, that I prepared a long time ago
Okay, what you got?
was which is it? It's not that one. It's compel hostility. Compels opponents to attack you instead of your allies.
Okay, so they get a save, right? Yes.
So yeah, they must overcome. I must overcome the spell resistance. The creature can attempt a will save, throw to ignore the compulsion.
Okay. It doesn't have spell resistance, so it's gonna get a will save.
Okay.
What's the save?
Is that based off of me?
Yes, it is. It's gonna be like 13, 14, or 15, I think.
Where is that?
Compel hostility is what level spell?
It's a 1.
It's a 1. So where you know where you write on your character sheet how many spells you get at what level?
Yes.
There should be a number in the very front, and that's the save.
Okay. Spellcasting. Level 1. DC 15.
That's real fucking hard. Good luck to me. Here we go.
Oh wait, level 1 16, sorry, yeah.
Not happening. Not even I couldn't. No, it's just they're definitely compelled. You've managed to compel a swarm to specifically fight you.
That's right, bitches. Now I'm gonna
is-
try to smack them if I can.
Compel hostility is an enchantment. It is a standard action. So one standard action. So you
Okay.
technically have a move. You're not allowed to attack.
Okay. I'll lay there with Rye on me.
Okay.
I don't give a shit.
Got it. Got it.
I
Perfect.
just want to keep all the rats from escaping and not biting my friend who's taken most of the damage until he just hurt the shit out of me.
I can't fucking hit you. Oh, this is like the cruelest thing.
Aren't they gonna go and eat through him though to get to you?
Maybe. I don't know.
Oh, they'll pass right by.
You don't think I rat-proofed my armor, Bob? Come on.
Oh,
Basic
damn it.
Eli 101.
It is basic. I should have thought of that. Fuck. But, I mean, good.
I'm gonna
Good,
rub
good.
mint all over that shit when I get home.
You nailed it. They're incapable. It's top of the initiative. Rye.
I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna do it again.
Oh my god, you're gonna flatten me like a pancake.
I don't know that I'm like hurt. I think I'm doing good. I'm
Yeah, no,
dying,
you're hearing dying. Go for it.
Yeah.
I'm waiting on a big roll from you. Like I'm talking big damage because you've been rolling like really high and then low damage, or really low and then high damage.
I'm gonna need you to roll
I'm
higher than a 13.
And a half on these. I should be because of Dragon Stance. So that last that did 6 damage probably should have been something closer to strength and a half.
Wasn't that only your 8. First hit?
Yeah, that was my first hit on like the swarm. Let me get...
Sorry, guys.
So
okay.
Oh
my god.
9. I got you.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At this point, you guys, you've managed to kill, I would say 80% of them. They're still there, right? They are still there in action, and they're taking action upon you. You've frog splash yet again. That's 9 points of damage, Eli, as you feel not only his body weight but like his knees come down in the low of your back. He's just flailing upon you.
Ow.
This is probably the most amount of damage I feel like you've taken the entire time.
Yep. Does not feel good.
Correct.
Sorry, bud.
Okay. Eli.
Okay, kill him. Kill him. I can take it.
Is that what you're saying? I hope that is what you're saying.
Again!
I like the combination of you two fighting because it's like the mortar and the pestle. That's your tag team duo. Eli, what do you do?
It's like they weren't scared. They weren't scared of fire. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna go back to the Warhammer now to single target them or whatever.
You got it.
Ah, fuck me.
That's just a rough roll. More than anything else. Yeah, that's just a rough roll. You got good numbers, that was just a bad roll. My roll, let's see if I can actually hit you again.
Just die.
I can't seem to break a 7. I can't break a 7 against you for the life of me. Top of the initiative, Rye. It's working as far as you can tell.
I stand up and then I start stomping what individual rats I can see.
Okay, go for it.
8 damage.
And it's going to be enough.
You know, I don't want to be that guy, but have you guys tried talking to them at all?
You managed to
don't have a druid
to stamp out the rest of the remaining slew of these nasty creatures.
I want to see their guts go out their mouth from
the bodies are littering the floor all the way around you. It's just absolute madness. There is gut and viscera as far as your eye can see up and down, particularly Eli's body. He is a mess, an absolute disgusting, smelly mess.
Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor.
Eli, you no longer feel the clawing, the crawling, and the biting of dozens, if not hundreds of rats over your body.
Aggressive little fuckers. I'm still like kicking them off and trying to.
That was
I reached
a few
my
more
hand
rats
down.
than I was expecting.
I reach my hand down to help him up. I pull him up.
Fuck, man. Oh, I think you cracked my back with one of those jumps.
Eli, you can see the front of Rye's body is just littered in part. You can see a rat leg hanging out of a leather strap, and they're stuck almost like in the grill of a vehicle just to his body. It's disgusting.
I look down at myself and I look at him and just kind of, it's like I start laughing a lot. I just start laughing, like horse laughing. Like I'm just losing.
Looks like you had your fun. You got to have your fun. Well, that's a job well done. I need to go find Oz.
Like, I'm like, Eli, Rat Brothers.
Yeah, just don't get any in your mouth.
Oh, too late, man. Too late.
Ugh.
And I'm like trying to get some out. Well, if you had a fear of rats, it's gone now, right?
Right.
He says
Look
that
at
with a
this.
side eye.
Look at this little piece of shit. And I give like a kick to the corpse of the dire rat.
I wonder if they had any shinies up in their nest. I'm not about to try to climb my ass back up there, though.
I look back up the wall. I could go check. I feel alive all of a sudden.
I feel like I need a bath and a potion.
Here, you stay here a second. I want to use dungeoneering to assess the wall and see if it's something I could climb back up.
Yeah, you're convinced that you should be able to.
Okay, I want to climb back up. I want to go into there. He said a nest and like goodies in a nest, and I'm like, oh right, there may be a little some.
You know,
perk my
they could
interest.
grab. They're not ferrets, but they might grab, like a coin or.
Yeah, who knows, man?
Who the fuck knows? They're rats. They collect shit.
I'm convinced, right?
Give me a
Rats
climb
like,
check.
Fuck yeah, sure.
They're always guarding shit in Dark Souls.
You say that in game? Right. You're good. You no longer have cause of concern about worrying about stealthing up here, or at least as far as you believe. And you tread your way up after taking what little bit of damage. You feel a little under the weather. You don't feel necessarily great. Maybe it's the fact that you just got into a scuffle, which you are certain, right? You're certain did probably more damage to Eli than to the rats, but he walked away and he's satisfied. That's hard to even buy from where you're originally at. Most people don't pay to get their ass kicked by a backyard brawler or back alley brawler, but you managed to sustain as such, and you probably mended some wounds in the same spot. But you scale up, you rise to the top, you feel that the age in your back as you stretch back out, popping in several spaces, kind of slinging your neck to the side, and you make your way to the observation tower. You didn't get to test out the smoke sticks to see if you could smoke them out. But as you sidle along to the side, there are dozens of bones of a variety of creatures. It's not just humans, but it's rats. It's other carrion creatures. It looks like there are carcasses of large insects. It looks as if there's even like the body of a sturge that was recently brought in here and is being slowly devoured. And you can see a rat's nest. There are things that are kind of hanging out of it. And you know that if you're going to find anything, you're gonna have to find it through the rat's nest itself.
Yeah, I'm gonna get gross, and I'm gonna go through the rat's nest.
Sure.
That's
Okay.
the only place that looks like it may.
His gaping
Say
wound.
anything.
It's covered in rats. Shit.
You
Oh no.
you manage to slowly start disassembling this pile. You're carrying off bits and pieces from the top, and after you take
What's
a
it
probably
smell like?
it's warm. That's the thing, is it smells like heat. It's disgusting, right? Because you know that there's carrion creature and bile and things of that nature. But the further and further you go down, it's getting warmer. There's noticeable like heat coming from this. You probably take like 2 or 3 layers off of this, setting it to the side or like kicking it off, and then you notice as you kind of swipe off to the side, something moves in the nest. There's just a small shake.
Oh man, is it an egg?
Baby rat to take care of.
I don't know if dire rats have eggs. I'm pretty sure they're like they just give birth. I
Rats
investigated.
are mammals.
Have eggs. What?
I know, but dire rats may. I don't know what dire rats do.
If
They're
you bring back some
mammals.
rat eggs,
I
we're
know they're
getting
mammals.
scrambled
but-
eggs.
but
What?
dire rats could have eggs. Who knows, man? It's D&D.
They might be dragon rats.
Look, there are owl
I
bears
like
out there.
that,
Who
like
knows?
rise like rat eggs. That's where
Yeah,
he's
man.
going
Who
with
knows?
it. Oh my god.
I investigate though.
Sure.
I could make an
Do you
omelet.
do so
Curiosities.
gingerly? Or are you grabbing like a bone to the side and kind of like rifling through this?
Oh no, I'm
Platypus are
taking
weird,
it. I'm
okay.
taking it easy. I'm kind of picking through it because it's
Beautiful,
gross to
but they
begin
are.
with, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah. Okay.
I would be kind of naturally kind of picking it apart.
Yeah, I got you. Okay, so you're kind of slowly like picking this thing apart and being very like ginger about it, and you manage to get through just enough where you find that it creates like this little like a porthole, a light hole in the top that light's shining through, and you can hear these almost like high pitched like kissy noises.
So so I'm getting down into this nest and now I'm hearing kissy noises.
It's like a very high pitch, not shrill, but a very high pitch, like kissing sound, a suckling sound.
Do I have any idea what this is? Because could I like identify it by sound? I'm like, oh, it sounds like.
I mean, you probably couldn't identify what it is by sound, but if you had like knowledge nature or what knowledges you have access to?
Just dungeoneering and engineering.
Give me a dungeoneering. That's totally fine.
Sure. Ooh.
You know, this could be owlbears. You're not sure. It might be dragons with that kind of roll. Like that's real bad.
Owlbears or dragons.
Yeah,
okay.
you're like.
But it sounds like something's alive.
Sounds like something's alive in it. Correct.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep investigating. I want to see what's in this thing.
Sure. Do you kind of do you pull this open? Do you open it up entirely so you can see what it is?
Yes.
So you see
slowly.
You manage to pull it open, and there's a jostling. Something moves on the inside, and when you move this open, and what little bit of moonlight sort of shines through, because you got to remember this is like 3 o'clock in the morning, right?
Yeah.
You look in, your eyes adjust, and you see that it is a rat's nest. There are baby rats here. What you manage to find, there are 3 very normal size. They can fit in the size in the palm of your hand, right? Very small rats, probably 2.5, 3 inches in length. Their tail is just about as long. They're so young, their eyes haven't even opened yet. They're spotted in color. Very, very small ginger things. They're not really moving. They're afraid. There are 2 that are quite a bit larger, probably about 6 or 7 inches, and they look about the same. However, they're darker spotted. They seem to have their hair a bit matted, but you can tell that they're baby rats. You've stumbled upon a nest of 3 normal rats and a nest of 2 baby dire rats.
Interesting.
You also see that there is what looks to be 2 things here that stand out to you. As an adventurer, your eyes are trained to look at those shinies. You find what looks to be a bronzed necklace. It's very, very well made, you can tell. And there happens to be a ring that is nestled between the rats.
Wow, okay. So bronze necklace.
Yes.
And that is unidentified. And okay, so I grabbed the ring and the necklace. Would it benefit me to make a perception roll to find anything else, or is this pretty much what's here?
This is what you feel like you've managed to find. When you grab at the ring and you get a better look at it, it is what looks to be like a silver small torque. It doesn't go all the way around, but it looks as if it's been festooned with teeth. 2 large upper fronts that kind of go down the blanching front of a finger just before you hit that first arcing knuckle on your finger. You can tell it's teeth.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm going. How easy if I reach out for these dire rats? Are they just like they can't
so you can tell that their eyes aren't even
can't
open.
Even see.
Yeah, their eyes aren't even open. They're juvenile. They're young. As an adventurer, particularly in Nidal, where everything is a matter of possession, even people trade in dire rats. They can make for excellent trade because they can be trained. They're very intelligent. They're just oftentimes lethal in the wild when they're feral.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was planning on taking these 2. That's why I was saying, like, how easy would it be to just grab them and take them? Like, are they baby enough that they're so?
They're feeders.
Like,
they're feeders. You can see on their face they still have like the barrage of like milk bumps. They're still young.
Gotcha. Okay. Would there be any value in taking the littler ones?
Of course. Because you're not entirely sure where the parent is in this case, right? Like what you just saw, that thing, that wasn't the parent. But you're certain that these 2 are dire rats. Now, unless you're going to start digging through the naughty bits of said dead creature, you may not know if it's male or female. But the likelihood of that being a parent, still high. You just know that these things are going to need some training and care. Ginger care at that.
Yeah, I'm going to take all 5 of them.
Okay, you got it. How are you going to carry them?
Yeah, I'll just probably wrap them up I would assume that like my pack would come with some sort of like, I mean, even if I have to throw them in my bedroll or whatever, something soft. You know,
Well, I mean, there
like a blanket or
there are some linen from what looks like bodies that had been parted. The rats had drugged some of their linen. The tunics seem to be up there with them. You could probably create this like almost a swaddle of sorts.
Yeah. I
You
just
have to
want
get a rye quota of him taking his shirt off.
Oh, he's got a certain armor on. It wouldn't be that easy, but if he could, he would. I'm telling you.
Okay.
We can all imagine it if we like. If we want to take a moment of silence.
You manage to gather this swaddle of these rats together, which is very, very almost bizarre, I would say, for Rye, because he is not ginger with anything, not even himself. He leads a very rough and tumble sort of lifestyle. But you manage to take these creatures and you swaddle them up, you break them over shoulder, and you hold on to them, keeping them warm. Do you pack some of their nest in there with them?
Sure, yeah. Especially because scent, and stuff. If there's something that has like a lot of the scent, like if there's a piece of cloth in the nest or something, for sure.
Got it. Okay. You take the 5 infantile rats, 2 of which are dire rats, 3 of which are normal, and you start moving back. Now, Eli has moved at a vast pace. He was quick as, I've got to find Oz. Rye, and this is when it dawns on you that he's not finding Oz because he's going to tell him about how he destroyed rats or bring back rat body parts. You know how shitty Eli is at the fact that Oz fed him rat stew.
Wait, is Eli left?
What do you mean?
Yes, Eli definitely left.
So when I went up there to see what was up, he left?
Yeah, he's like, I'm not going up there. You can if you want to.
Oh, I just thought he was like, oh, you go ahead.
Unless I'm wrong. Am I wrong?
I was more like, go check and see if there's anything, and then we gotta go find Oz. I wasn't gonna leave.
Okay. All right, then I'm wrong. That's my misinterpretation.
That's okay.
Okay.
But you're right about the reason I want to find Oz.
Okay.
Fair. I didn't know if I was abandoned as I went up into this thing, it'd be kind of shitty if I'm going up in this tower and then like.
No, I'm not gonna leave you behind. That's
all
a little too shitty for Mr. Paladin.
Okay.
So I come out.
All right.
And I scale down carefully.
He scales down very, very, very carefully down this mortar wall that seems to have toppled several times over. It's getting worse with each time you guys scale to the top. But he's able to descend. You notice he's taking a bit more care than he was previously. And he also has something that seems to be swaddled very closely to his body.
I've got good news and bad news.
All right, what'd you find?
Good news. Rats are quite the pack creatures. Check this out. And I flip him the ring with the teeth on it. Looks interesting. Might be something. Also, this, and I just kind of dangle the bronze necklace. Some
looks
maybe
fairly valuable. You know that it's not gold, but it seems to be a very, very high make design.
Maybe you can let me know more about this, being so close to dwarves and all. I toss it to you too. All right, but here's the bad news. You're not gonna like this. I know you don't like rats, but there's quite a trade, especially in exotic animals, dire rats being one of them. And I kind of slowly produce the babies. You don't have to have anything to do with this part of it if you just want me to take them, but I could fetch a pretty penny. Tameable, they are.
Thought I asked you here to help me kill rats. I'm not trying to save any of them.
I look around. I look at you. Well, I mean, if you need proof that we killed some rats, we're dressed in them. But I'm not going to turn my eye away from a prophet. We did your thing. I'm going to do mine. And I put the rats.
How many
back in.
rats do you have?
Well, 5 altogether. 2 are dire. Not sure what I can do with the other 3.
I'm not letting those things anywhere near me. The first chance I get, I'm gonna kill them.
I guess I'll keep them close then. I swing the pack over, like on my shoulder.
You don't need the 3 regular ones.
I don't know. Call me sentimental. Would you like one to kill? If you want to smash one, I'm fine with it. If it'll make you feel better. I reach in and grab one of the baby rats and I kind of offer it out.
Hills before you, juvenile, not even sight-driven baby rat.
I'll grab it and crush it in my hand and throw it on the ground.
He does just that.
Without a second thought.
We good on the others? Did you get it all out?
I just want to let you know that I appreciate the help. That was not an easy fight. But if I see those things, I will kill them. So you better hide them from me. I don't want to see them. I don't want to hear them. I don't want to smell them. If it's your property, it's your property. I'm not one to mess with another man's things. And I do know there is intrinsic value in them, but I don't like it at all. But I don't know. We can call it even. I don't mess with your rats. And you help me clear the problem out.
Eli, not in front of our kids. And I give him a little smile.
Just gonna wipe rat gunk off me and turn around and start walking away.
I look down.
Don't bring him near me. I'm warning you.
I look down at the pack and I say, he doesn't mean it. I say it loud enough for you to
I killed your brother.
He doesn't mean that. Your brother's on a farm. And I kind of put him back and, start walking behind him.
I do not like that. Out of character.
I do not like that.
Don't like it.
Now
I don't like you, Bubs. I don't like you did that to me.
Wait, which part?
You planted rats that you knew Rye was gonna take and coddle.
I didn't. I actually anticipated him killing them right there.
I thought about it.
I thought he was going to kill them right there.
I almost killed the regular ones, but I thought I might be able to trick someone else into just thinking they're runs. If you have like 2 real honest to God dire rats, you got a couple others be like, yeah, I found them all together. They must be dire rats. These ones are just runs. Sell them all for the same price, maybe a discount.
Are we entering the rat redemption arc right now? Like,
now I gotta.
Maybe they're not so bad. He's licking my feet when I'm sleeping.
I mean, why not? It's a
rodents of unusual size.
I've got to ask here because I know that we're basically.
I don't think they exist.
We're basically at time. I do. How much time do we have here? I know that Misty, you've got you. Okay, you're pretty booked there. You've got that, and
but I'm not in. I'm somewhere else in character, so I can just put my camera off and you can continue. Don't let me.
I'm so sorry we kind of took over the second half of this thing. I apologize.
I loved it.
It was fun.
Okay,
I
I know it just
fantastic.
sucks,
I know I'm like hog. It's like camera hogging on me.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
sometimes it happens.
I want other
Sometimes
people to
get,
play too.
They get a lot
I
of
can
light,
summon a rat as well.
and this just means that the next
Can we
opportunity,
not?
the next
have
opportunity
to.
that we get to play that I can put more limelight
could do that
on
now.
Temerity and Torvin. So I want to end our scene today, Eli and Rye. Now bear in mind that just took like an hour and a half. That was like maybe 12 minutes in game. You're talking like no time. It took you longer to get there than it did to fight. Temerity and Torvin. There is the sound of the call of Oz. Oz, you call out for assistance. Tripp is still moving without as much control as he'd like over his body. Rye and Eli, you come back smattered and smothered in guts, carrying the swaddle of baby rats with you. Temerity and Torvin, you hear the sound from outside. You come to see Kendra just shortly behind. And there stands Oz, distraught, to say the least. Tripp's body well, it's seen better days. You can see that he has new burns up and down his arms, and this isn't like a fire burn. It's like a lightning strike. It's like his body's been licked with new scars, this tattoo like ripple that runs up and down his arm and around his neck. And before you can say anything to each other, before you can announce what has occurred, that 12-minute span that passed by post the death of Jorfa, firelight carries on just past the bridge, down past many trees, as the fire grows from not just the blacksmith, but to the town hall, and it catches the roof thatch of the church. Our session ends there. And when we begin again next, there might be some hell to pay for some of the actions. That's today's session.
That church was all fucking the Temerity brought down the house on that one anyways. They need to just build a new one. We helped them.
Yeah, that's just getting rid of evidence.
I'll help them build a new one.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, but
Now they won't know that.
Building.
Now they don't have to worry about seeing. Yeah.
Rise ready to.
Well, we did.
lumber.
We did pick as one of the options, just burn the whole town down.
Some towns aren't worth saving. You know.
I'm over here being the pest control, and everyone else is just literally burning the town down.
I don't want to burn that.
Everybody else, hey?
Well, but you weren't gonna help me kill rats, Torvin. So
I mean,
you were gonna call me crazy, man.
Yeah,
I'm not crazy.
Rye was not expecting a dire rat. Okay, that might have been a little different if he
I
knew
was
dire
totally
rats were
expecting a
involved.
dire rat.
He was quite surprised that it died so easily. You know.
I'm gonna murder those baby rats. I'm gonna murder them. I'm a murderer.
Imagine
I don't
having
know.
like dog-sized rats just chill in your bed with you. That would be like the best ever. Like
I
wake
have
up in the
great
morning,
animal handling.
Just wake
Yeah.
up, just cuddle some little rats.
Yeah.
What is my animal handling?
I'm just gonna find them by accident and just smoosh them because, well, you do that.
It's
No.
a
Give them the
handle
names. Give them names: milkshake and little cheese fries. That's gonna be their names. Yeah.
Hey,
Oh.
Bubba,
What's up?
Companions.
Wow.
would you? One thing, last thing I wanted. Would you allow me to skin the dire rat with survival?
You can, but you know that dire pelts, particularly dire rat pelts, are not highly sought after. Like they're quite literally treated their entire lives by being split and mange ridden and like covered in feces. They're not like they're just quite literally beasts of disease unless that they are already cared for their entire lives and upbringing.
Yeah. Could I still do it?
Of course you could.
Okay. I'm gonna skin it and I'm gonna leave I'm gonna like put the skin somewhere where it's outside of the elements, but I'm gonna leave it there.
Okay. You will need to tan it with some relativity soon, just because of the nature of what it will. Otherwise, you're just gonna get a shrunk hide.
Okay.
Gotta pee
sure.
on it and put some poop on it.
Put some poop.
I
I
mean,
do what I
you
can
do,
to just kind of
actually.
keep it.
Salt it up.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna
not
do what I-
lying. That's
I-
what
I-
happens.
I believe it.
We've done that before.
This is truth.
That doesn't make it any less funny.
Yeah.
That's why it smells disgusting. If you've ever
We have
gone somewhere
plenty-
where they're tanning hide, it smells nasty.
Oh yeah.
There's plenty of pee and
Mostly 'cause
poop.
The rendered fat, right? Like
Yeah.
you gotta scrape the fat off. So that's. Not
I'm like, for real, yeah. The people in chat
Yeah.
laughing. I'm like, not kidding.
No, every stage of leatherworking is terrible.
Yeah.
Except for the very, very last one. That's fun. But like
Yeah, it's
every
Old school
terrible.
tanneries were absolutely disgusting.
It smells like an
just
outhouse.
gross. Yeah, worse. You know.
Well, I'm gonna
That's
let
worse.
my players be on their way, guys. Thank you for watching, everyone, tonight. Eli, Cobalt, when you're not crushing rats, tell us about your boss. What are you doing? Where can we find you?
Oh man, I'm on my Twitch channel. I'm doing early morning streams when I can, trying to stick to my regular schedule. Playing some Rogue Legacy 2, which I've really been enjoying, and still in the Isaac grind as
Nice.
always. And I got a Tainted Lost YouTube exclusive streak up on YouTube, and I think we're about 15 episodes in, and a lot of bangers, so you guys can check that out.
Nice.
And yeah, I play Pathfinder on Tuesdays, D&D on Thursdays, and that's me.
Love to hear it. Oz, Miss Maggie.
Hey everybody, you can find me at MargaretKrohn in all of the places because that's my name. I'll let you know whenever I go live. But I am, here on Tuesdays. Come check it out. As well as I'm over on Roll For It on Thursdays and Saturdays for D&D, as well as Good Society if you want some Regency action. And there's some other podcasts I'm working on as well that will be coming to fruition soon. So follow me to keep in touch with all those things. And my day job is making video games and games for a living. I'm currently working on a project called Ashes of Creation. You can find it at Ashes of Creation in all of the places. And I'm working on the next series for Witches and Spellcraft, which is the advanced version. So for those of you who want a more gritty game, this will be the one for you.
I dig it. Witch and Spellcraft is a lot of fun. I think everybody should give it a shot. It's a lot of fun, guys.
Thanks.
Torvin, Wyld. You're up, sir. Tell us about you.
I'm Wyld on all the internet thingies, and at the moment, I've been off streaming for quite a while, although I won't miss this show, just so you know. I've been thinking about coming back, and one of the things I'm thinking about doing actually is doing Sniper Elite, because Sniper Elite 5 is coming out this month, end of this month. So we'll do 3 and 4. There is no 2, and 1 is just too old. And so, yeah, we'll do 3 and 4, and then we'll lead up into 5, because I love that game just too much.
Amazing. That's great news. I'm stoked for it. Nice. Temerity, Miss Imperial, Misty. Tell us about you.
You can find me at twitch.tv/Imperial doing, a bunch of different things. I'm sewing primarily, but I'm also, I don't know what I'm playing lately. I don't really think I'm playing it. The Sims. I went back to The Sims. And they just announced werewolves today, so that's probably a thing I'll do.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm doing like a whole villain thing, and I have a challenge coming up where we're gonna swap legacy. It's the legacy challenge, but we're gonna swap generations and like try to screw up each other. So that's not the goal from the other person, but that's my goal. So that fun stuff.
Are you still doing Rust?
I put my server back up, and I don't know. Wipe starts Thursday, so maybe after Thursday, I think I might.
Okay.
But
I definitely have an interest. I've had the itch for it. And I just found that there's like a fucking billion people have been watching Rust again.
Yeah.
So
you're more than welcome to play it on our server.
Cool.
It's funny you say that, because I think the game is even still active, like in my taskbar. It's just sitting there because I've been going back and forth over the past week just trying to get it back up. But
nice.
Yeah, you're more than welcome to play. It's just we don't PvP so much, but it's on sometimes because
Cool.
I don't want the bullshit. Well, that's the thing, we like to build.
Yeah.
And we want to still have the PvP, but I don't want it to be the focus.
It's a good building engine.
It is.
Very much so.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
So if you like to build and you don't like the absolute toxicity of public servers, I'm your girl.
Perfect. Well, then I'm going to be hitting you up soon about that. I like that. Rye, Ello, boss, tell us about you.
Hello. Well, first of all, Wyld hurt me very badly just moments ago by saying he was skipping Sniper Elite 1, which is the most superior Sniper Elite. It is by far the greatest sniper system engine that they've had. But that's fine. That's not who I am. Hi, I'm Ellohime. I stream on Twitch. I usually have a pretty chaotic schedule, usually going live either all night or in the middle of the early morning Eastern time. I do a variety of games. Lately, I've been doing Stanley Parable Deluxe Edition, which is fucking fantastic, by the way. I really suggest all you guys jump into it. It is awesome. I'm doing a little bit of Deep Rock Galactic coming up, and I've been playing.
You got a squad? You have a squad?
I do, but I am more than happy to. They're not always around, so
okay.
I'm happy to play with whoever.
Just let me know. I'm down.
I've gotten back into it recently. They've got like a new season. It's not like one of the seasons you pay for.
Yeah.
It just they added a bunch of stuff and
Rock and Stone.
Rock and Stone, brother. So
that's right.
We're doing that, and I'm jumping into Diablo 2 Resurrected a little bit because they had the new season. Just trying to find things to do. I feel like there's a bit of a lull. You can come interact with any of my social media on my page, on my channel. So that's me.
Perfect. Tripp, Silwith, Peverin, XanderDarks. Ronald, aka Skinny Penis, tell us about your boss.
Sugar cakes.
Who I am is hard to describe by mere words. It's where ingenuity and innovation collide into a singularity of perfection. That's what I am. It's what I strive to be. And if you want to see that day in, day out, you can come to my stream when I'm actually streaming. You know, XanderDarks, twitch.tv/XanderDarks. That's where I'm at. I really don't do a lot other than play WoW and talk shit to my friends and play on this game on Tuesdays. So yeah, if you guys are looking for me, that's where I'll be.
Damn, I'm blessed.
Yeah.
I'm blessed. That leaves me. You guys have seen what I do at this point. I've just recently gone through a slew of like mega changes. I just did my first rebrand. I went from the Bubbernaut to Bub Talks. That's almost a decade in the making. So we here now. Additionally, I have been interested in telling stories for a very long time. You guys can find all of my work when my bot goes live again. Unfortunately, DBot is dead since I changed my name. I'm working on it, but it's a bit of a lull in their response time. So I'm here Tuesdays. I do Stitch of Fate, which is a fancy little Vampire the Masquerade podcast. Very fun stuff. And what else is there? Oh, I shaved off my beard, which seems to be like the most weird thing ever. Pillows are amazing feeling.
Aren't they?
I didn't know what to expect until I laid down on a fresh pillow sheet. It was amazing.
Yes.
Welcome to the cool side of the pillow.
Yeah, it's all of it. It's every side is the cool side when you have no beard.
Are you still playing with your beard?
Every minute of the day. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, look at you right now. You're like,
Yeah.
Is it barely the
Yeah.
I went to wash my hair the other day, and I was
good.
like this, and I was like, oh, yeah,
Yeah,
it's not there.
It's strange. I think by the end of the month I'll be back to bearded. I've been blessed with bizarre Slavic heritage, so I'm just a werewolf man. It's fine.
Do you like being non-bearded or?
I like the feel. The sensation is neat, but I really do miss my natural makeup, aka my beard. There's just certain things about being able to touch my beard that's nice. Plus, like, I haven't seen my face clean shaven since I was like 15 years old. This is really weird to me. It's very, very strange. But I can't stop the fact my audience raised enough money. They beat my my beardleship. I did battleship in the form of a giant beard, and well, chat came through and they decided they wanted to see my beard completely gone.
That is amazing.
I
love
How's
it.
kissing?
Kissing is strange. It's very strange.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like my partner's lips are twice, if not 3 times the size now.
Yes.
It's really weird. I'm like,
Yeah.
yo, like I took some of your lip size for granted because I didn't know, but now it's like, can we just keep it centralized right here? This is strange. I digress, though. Right now, the big thing for me is
the
this.
awkward middle phase that sucks, being the person kissing you.
Yeah. I
Because
don't know.
pokey. And then, like, if you put your head on our shoulder or something like that, you're like stabbing.
Oh yeah, she already let me know
Oh, and
today.
you go into cactus
shaved-
face?
I shaved
Yeah,
last
you
night.
basically go into cactus face.
I shaved last night, and this morning she touched my face and she's like, "Why is it already like sandpaper?" I was like, "You wait, by the end of the week, I'll have like so much shadow, you won't even be able to tell that I shaved."
Yeah,
This
my
thick
fiance
mane will
grows
be
his hair
back.
really fast.
So
I don't know what that's about.
the big thing for me at the moment right now is this GoFundMe. I'm trying to fund up some surgeries. I know that a lot of people have seen it. A lot of people have shared it. We are about halfway through our first surgery, which the first surgery is $15,500. We just tipped over $7,700, which is huge. The surgeries in total, it's four procedures, which comes out to $41,800. It's not a small amount. I am prepared to stop it early if it means that we can reach 1 or 2 of the goals. I am not too proud to wait it out just because I want to have these procedures done and I want to feel what life is like on the other side of losing 20 to 40 pounds of flesh. So yeah, the GoFundMe can be shared. I'm sure one of my mods will share it right there. Ori just got it in chat. There it is. And that's me, guys. I appreciate all your love and support. Thank you for coming back and watching us. I don't know what's happening tomorrow. We'll figure it out. But I'm sending all these folks on their way. Thank you for staying over late. I know some of you have some very important schedules you have to maintain. Love your faces, guys. Do what you do. Stay safe, stay nerdy, and I'll catch you on the flip-flop. Peace. We're out of here.
Love to bubs.
Stay awesome.